Hello everyone and welcome to Wilson, Arkansas for week number 2 of high school football here in Northeast Arkansas. Andy Manus joined alongside Ryan Short. We are here on the campus of Rivercrest High School where they are unveiling, if you will, their new field here to Wilson, and it's been a magnificent evening here so far. Coming in, taking a look at the field, seeing what they've done in the offseason. Ryan, it's going to be a fun night tonight as Rivercrest looks to take on their non-conference opponent in the Valley View Blazers. Yeah, we know that matchup for Rivercrest really hasn't held too well for them the last few years. They're 3-1 in the matchup so far in years past, but that's not going to deter the enthusiasm that the Rivercrest fans and the team has on the field. As Andy said, we were anticipating some rain tonight. We were very leery of that, and then sure enough, it let up, and we're going to have us just a good old-fashioned 4A, 5A matchup coming into, I guess they technically call it week 2 since they had that 0 week, but we're going to call it week 2 of high school football. And, of course, we appreciate everyone joining us on the Tubetown online Facebook page. Want to send a special thanks to those of you joining us on our broadcast tonight on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. Thank you guys to our friends at ESPN Jonesboro 92.7 for helping simulcast this game tonight. So with that said, the two teams out on the field right now going through the coin toss. We'll tell you a little bit about both of these teams real quick. Valley View coming into tonight's game with a record of 2-0 underneath Coach Sean Cockrell. Ryan, they've already put up wins against Highland and Bald Knob this year, outscored both of those opponents 76-32, and I know that they're going to look to keep that offense rolling here tonight against Rivercrest. Yeah, you know, last year they came off a 6-5 season, really weren't too happy with the productivity they had, but this year they've got a whole gamut of senior starters that are coming in, and they're really wanting to just put their mark on this team. You know, we hear year in and year out that Valley View is just so prolifically known for their volleyball and other sports like that, but this football team is really trying to put their name on the map, and hopefully they can continue the streak and get that matchup record to 4-1. And they're slowly but surely gaining a little bit of clout in the 5A East since they moved up in 2014. They've put up a record of 16-25. But last year they're coming off of a 6-5 season. Last year they went 4-3 in the conference and actually went to the 5A playoffs. Unfortunately, matched up with Pulaski Academy, and that never winds up good for anyone. Yeah, so tonight Valley View is going to be led by their senior QB Connor Long. We got a notice pregame that Sam Fagan has a shoulder strain, so we will not see him on the field tonight. That's a name that if you're familiar with Valley View, you're used to hearing his name. He unfortunately is going to be out tonight, but don't think that's going to stop him in the least bit. And then of course the Rivercrest Colts, your defending 3A state champions, but new faces this year in the 4A3. They have moved up a class after spending years, it seems like, atop the 3A3, now moved up to the 4A3 and looking to do the same. Yeah, it's crazy how just destiny works out like that. I believe if I read correctly, by the numbers, there were 16 students enrolled above the limit to stay in qualification 3A. So that bumped them up to 4A, but still a lot of the crystal ball reports say that they're going to be atop the 4A this year. And, I mean, when you talk about a Rivercrest team, obviously you'll be able to see tonight, and if you listen to us on 92.7, you'll be able to tell that the Valley View bench is a lot deeper than Rivercrest, but Rivercrest is led by a three-headed monster. Normally we talk about the 1-2 punch, but tonight you're going to hear number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's going to be coming from Brown. He's the senior quarterback. This kid is he's a pure athlete, and joining him in the backfield is going to be Robinson, a senior as well. This Rivercrest team, you see seniors filtered throughout the roster, and look for them to definitely put their stamp on this game tonight. Both teams making their way out on the field. Again, thank you for joining us on our Facebook page. Of course, thank you for joining us on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. Rivercrest out on the field. They are set to return tonight's opening kickoff. We want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by First National Bank and Hubbard & Hoke Furniture.
Yeah, Andy, while we have just a moment here before the opening kickoff, Rivercrest had a beautiful ceremony before we came online, basically recognizing their 2017 women's track team that won the 3A state championship last year. They had the whole team here, the seniors that had graduated, Sydney Lane, the senior that graduated, that now she plays, she runs for ASU, setting all type of state records, and they were gifted with their state championship ring. So that's something that we pride ourselves here on Tubetown with River Communication, is that we're able to bring you these high school games that you typically don't want to see. So anytime we get a chance to give out some awards and accolades, we're definitely going to do that. So congrats to the Rivercrest 2017 track team.
All right, both teams out on the field. Valley View will be kicking off from left to right on your radio dial. They're dressed out in their away white uniforms with blue trim, or blue lettering and gold trim. It's a short kickoff, and it'll bounce inside the 35-yard line, roll to the 30. It'll be picked up by the Colts, taken out to the 35-yard line and spotted in the middle of the field at the 36. The Colts offense will come out, and Demylon Brown, the quarterback for the Rivercrest Colts, coming off of a 2-touchdown game last week against the Paragould Rams.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really staple win for them last week, getting the win over Paragould. You know, this Valley View team, this is really going to be a notch in their belt to see where they're going to go from the season moving forward. Looking at their schedule, they have a bye week next week, but then coming up in the coming weeks, they're going to be facing Paragould just in a couple weeks from now.
Colts had a player run onto the field a little bit late there. From right to left on your radio dial, 1st and 10, there's a handoff running around the left edge, and Valley View is going to pick up a stop there behind the line of scrimmage, knocked down behind the 30-yard line. They'll spot him, it looks like, at about the 29, and it'll be 2nd and pretty close to 20 coming up.
Yeah, they're going to drop him back for about a loss of 7 or 8. That was Robinson. This Rivercrest offense runs a wing T type offense, and they're going to be keeping the ball on the ground most of the night.
Demylon Brown under center, sends a man in motion to the left, hands it off to the fullback right up the middle. And he runs right into a pile of white jerseys. The momentum stopped right about the 31-yard line. Colts are going to pick up about 2 on the carry on 2nd down. Now 3rd and about 15 coming up.
Yeah, if you're Rivercrest, this kind of deflates the air out of the balloon instantly whenever you're coming out, and first play from the line of scrimmage is going to back you up 8 yards. But we're going to see a new formation as they come out on 3rd down, and we're going to call it 15 in a shotgun formation.
Ball spotted on the left hash mark. 4 wide receivers and a flag thrown. As soon as the ball is snapped, it'll be a false start on the Colts, so they'll back it up 5 yards and try it again. As Ryan mentioned, they were in the shotgun formation that time as opposed to the wing T, so could see a little bit of, not just being used to that formation, so kind of out of rhythm there on that play. So now ball still spotted on the left hash mark. Rivercrest wearing their home red jerseys, gray pants, red helmets with white letters. And they will once again line up in the shotgun formation on 3rd and 20. 4 wide receivers, 2 on either side for Demylon Brown. Facing pressure, picks up a block, still facing pressure. He's going to be dropped in the backfield right about the 23-yard line in between the hash marks, and it will be 4th and a mile coming up with 10:15 remaining in the first quarter. Good 3 and out there for the Valley View defense.
Yeah, you could see coming off the left end over there, that was Blake Arnold that was able to apply pressure. Running back in the backfield was able to absorb that block, but just persistent defense by Valley View that Blake Despain was be able to come in there and wrap up and get them for a loss of about 7 yards right there.
Caleb Long, the senior Colt, back at his own 10-yard line to punt it away. Valley View brought 1 man to bring pressure and nearly got to it. Reception made at the 40, brought to the other side 40, the 35-30, and the Blazers, just like that, are into Colt territory. An excellent return there by, trying to get you a name and a number. Couldn't see who that was that ran off the field there. Connor Watson on the return for the Valley View Blazers. Sets up 1st and 10 right at the 30-yard line of Rivercrest.
Yeah, a good 33-yard return right there. I mean, right now for the way that Valley View draws it up, they come out and they put Rivercrest back on their heels, able to get a couple plays for loss of yards, and now their offense is going to have great starting field position.
Valley View in the shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield, 1 tight end for Connor Long, the senior quarterback.
Had a little bit of movement on the defensive line there, but he was able to jump back on sides.
There's a handoff. It's an option, but the handoff goes to the running back. Between the right tackle and right guard, Valley View will pick up about 3 yards, and it will be 2nd and 7 coming up with 9:30 left to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, simple read option right there. Quarterback elected to give it to Lipford. He was able to fall forward for a gain of a couple, and Valley View, as we've seen before, going to get right back on top of the ball, and we're going to see this a lot tonight. Get over the ball, hard count, see how the defense lines up, and then go back and call a play from the line of scrimmage from there.
Play is in. He's moved his tight end to the right side. 2 wide receivers on the right side, and it's going to be another handoff up the middle, this time between the center and left guard. That'll bring up 3rd down and about a gain of 1, so it'll be 3rd and 6 to go here with 8:50 remaining in the first quarter.
Great defensive penetration right there by Stephon Range. Big nose guard for Rivercrest. He was able to get in the backfield right there and just cause a little bit of disturbance before that play even really developed.
And again, another hard count for the Blazers. They look to the sideline to Coach Cockrell to get the play. Long steps up, delivers it. Now the running back on his right side. He's dropped back in the pocket, looking to throw. It's a screen pass, intercepted. Intercepted by the Colts at the 30-yard line. The linebacker read that one perfectly, and it was the junior Logan Gray stepping in to grab the pick.
That young man is pumped up right now. Simple screenplay on the far side. The intended receiver for Valley View is Jacob Snyder. The play was completely blown up from the very beginning. Rivercrest snuffed it out. They knew exactly where it was going. He was able to get over there and just basically stand right in front of the intended receiver. Ball hit off his chest, came up into the air, and he was able to corral it in an early turnover here for Rivercrest.
Well, and I don't know if you saw on the replay or not, but it looked like there was nobody even out there to block the big linebacker for the Colts. And here on 1st and 10, they run it right up the middle, across the 45-yard line, take it down to about the 48, and it's a pickup of about 14 yards on the ground.
Yeah, I really don't expect to see too much of that wing T tonight. They just the pure athleticism of Rivercrest, if they can keep their guys hydrated, keep their endurance low so that they keep their stamina throughout this game, look for them to stay in some type of shotgun set, just because that gives you a whole lot more mobility with as many athletes as they have at their key positions.
And that was Demylon Brown on the option play there, actually keeping it himself. They do stay in the shotgun formation. Here's a jet sweep. Nope, they're going to hand it off to the tailback in the backfield. And the Blazer defense was there to stop him before he could even take a step. They read that one perfectly, and now it'll be 2nd and about 16 coming up.
Yeah, just great defensive pressure there by Valley View, getting multiple white hats in the backfield. And as soon as you get a good 15-yard gain, get a little bit of momentum behind you, it just seems like it punches you right back in the face. And now they're going to be facing 2nd, and we're going to call it 17.
4 wide receiver set here for Demylon Brown. Valley View looks like they're going to bring about 5. Facing pressure, it's a screen. Caught at the 45-yard line. Jukes a man at the 50. Still on his feet as he makes his way down to the 45-yard line on the near hash marks. And it's close to a 1st down, but it'll be 3rd and about 2 coming up now for the Colts with 7:10 left to play in the first.
Good 13-yard pickup right there. Great ability right there to let the screen develop. Okay, a lot of pressure in the backfield. He just backpedaled, basically ended up 20-30 yards away from the line of scrimmage, but that allowed for the pressure and his blockers to get downfield, and now it's 3rd and manageable.
Another shotgun look. Tailback standing to the right of Demylon Brown now as he kind of directs traffic there. 4 seconds left on the play clock, and I think we had a timeout from the Colts. I think they were afraid they weren't going to get the snap away. So we're going to take a timeout with them with 6:36 left to play here in the first quarter. Still scoreless between Valley View and Rivercrest. You're listening to the game on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7, and you're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
You live. We put you first. Introducing You First Banking, only at First National Bank.
We welcome you back to Rivercrest High School. Andy Manus and Ryan Short here with you, where the Rivercrest Colts hosting the Valley View Blazers tonight. First quarter, 6:36 left to play in the first. Colts right now with the football at the Valley View 44-yard line. 3rd and 2 coming up. Ball spotted on the near side hash marks. Rivercrest going from right to left on your radio dial. Thanks for listening on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. There's a handoff on 3rd down, running to the left side, and Valley View is going to shut that one down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's a play that Rivercrest is going to have success with, but they just haven't had that success so far, running that pass option on the left side. Just nothing there for it, but it appears that Rivercrest, with a 4th and 2, 4th and 3 right here, going to elect to go for it on 4th down.
And DeMylan Brown waiting for the snap now. Valley View's got 3 down linemen at the line, but they do have 7 guys in the box. Waiting on the play to change. 4 seconds left on the play clock. Now 3 wide receivers on the right side. It's another option. DeMylan Brown diving for the 42-yard line, which is the yard to gain, and it's going to be, I think, either way it'll be a turnover. It looks like they stopped him, but I think the Blazers seem to think that they had a fumble recovery there.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the Ritter Communication replay right here. It appeared that Brown just kept the ball in the gut of his running back for a little bit too long, and the ball did end up coming up. So he fell forward, and it was very close to the line of gain. It would have probably come out to have been a measurement, but because it was a fumble and Valley View was able to recover, the ball was actually spotted a couple of yards back. So tick for tack here. That's going to go down as a fumble, even though it would have been a turnover on downs, but both teams getting a wish granted by the turnover fairy here early.
Blazers now starting in between the hash marks at their own 43-yard line. Long looking to throw. Has nobody to go to, steps up in the pocket. He'll cross the 45-yard line, and he'll pick up about 2 yards on 1st down, bringing up 2nd and 8.
Good pocket awareness there. He knew that the pocket was collapsing. He went through his progression with his receivers. Nothing was open. He was able to scamper, end up making something out of nothing and getting a gain of 3 right there.
Kind of Long, the senior quarterback for the Blazers, now lines up, ready to go. 2nd and 8 coming up. Little draw play, handoff to the tailback. Running to his left, and the Colts were all in the backfield on that play, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10 now after a loss of 3.
Yeah, great pressure defense on the left side of the line right there, but great open field tackle by Jackson Stovall that was able to wrap up the running back that was going to the far side, and it's going to end up being a loss of 2, and they're going to have them back to where the original 1st and 10 was.
Jacob Snyder, the wide receiver, lined up on the far side for the Blazers. 2 wide outs here on the near side. Long has got the play. 7 seconds left on the play clock. About 4:30 left to play here in the first. There's the handoff on 3rd and 10. A run right up the middle. And he'll pick up about 4 yards there on 3rd down. Not enough to move the chains, and so the punt team will come out for the Blazers.
Yeah, we're fixing to see the Valley View punt team come out. 36, Jacob Brown, I believe that's who's back to punt for them. Watching these guys in warm-ups, knowing about their background and stuff like that, I think this is something that Valley View, if you were to tick for tack and see who has the upper hand, the kicking game, special teams is definitely where Valley View can get a leg up tonight.
And they could go for a fake right here at midfield. Let's see if they do. Low snap, ball bounces off the turf. The punter picks it up, gets a clean punt away. Very nice punt, taken at the 15-yard line. Across the 20, still on his feet, down to the 26-yard line. And the Colts will come out on offense once again here in the first quarter, still scoreless. They will have it, it looks like, on their own 26 here on the near hash marks.
Yeah,
that was a great punt.
Yeah, great. I think it goes down as like a 36-yard punt, able to get Rivercrest back on their side of the ball. But as we saw on Tubetown and Ritter Communication, poor snap ended up leading to the kick, but a great high spiraling kick that was able to drive the Rivercrest offense back.
Colts will send a man in motion in the shotgun formation. DeMylan Brown's going to keep it himself, weaving through the offensive line. He'll make his way out to about the 20, they're going to call that, I think, the 27-yard line. So he ran a really long way there to only pick up a yard and a half.
Yeah, good blocking on that far side. He was able, he had a hole on that far side, but just the fact that they were on the near side of the field and he was running all the way to the far side of the field, eventually his legs came out of him and he was able to get caught in the backfield.
And so now we'll call it 2nd and 8 on the scoreboard. Sends another man in motion. He'll hand it off to the tailback. A little cutback move there in the backfield as he tried to make his way across the line of scrimmage, and he's pushed back by a wall of white jerseys.
Right now we've seen a little bit of just inconsistent offense by the Colts. Essentially, I mean, I'm going to tack that up to the Valley View defense. Their front four is able to get a lot of pressure going right now, but that's not going to last very long. With, like we said in the pregame, all the athletes that Rivercrest has, eventually one of these young men are going to be able to break one open and go for a good chunk of yardage.
Low snap, pass over the middle, picked off at the 35-yard line, down to the 30. And they will drop him at the 27-yard line, but it's another turnover for the Valley View Blazers, and that time it was Carter Winters on the interception for Valley View, the junior safety.
Yeah, Brown dropped back right there. His intended receiver was Caleb Long, was running a deep post route over the middle of the field, and Winters right there, he was able to just undercut the route. I mean, he read it from the very beginning and just was able to get positive yards. And I mean, this may be the swing that Valley View needed right here to get points on the board for the first time.
Now they'll come out with the Colts, or come out on the Colts 28-yard line. Rivercrest going to bring 4 down linemen. Well, they're going to bring 3 down linemen. They're going to bring pressure. Hand off right up the middle. And a pickup of about 2 for Devin Lipford.
I think that was Easton Elder in on the tackle. He was able to meet running back in the hole right there. They're going to end up giving him a favorable spot, so they may give him like a gain of 1 on the play, but it really wasn't much.
Still scoreless in the first quarter between Rivercrest and Valley View. Blazers football, 2nd and 9 on the Colts 26-yard line. There's the snap, looking to throw, long, into double coverage, caught inside the 10-yard line, right about the 8. An excellent catch that time by, I believe, Jacob Snyder went up to grab that one.
Yeah, great athletic play right here. It's the same route that we saw Rivercrest run, just a deep slant going down the field, and he was able to elevate, get to that point. He had 2 defenders in the area, and he was able to slide down there, going to mark the ball about the 6-yard line, so that's going to be a solid 20-yard pickup.
Lipford standing to the right of Long, low snap. Long's going to run it himself. Gets a little push from Lipford, trying to push him across that line of scrimmage. They get down to about the 5-yard line, but I think a 2nd and goal is coming up.
Yeah, just low snap right there. He's fortunate to get back on top of the ball and then also get back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 5 right here, or 2nd and 6, excuse me, knocking on the door right here for Valley View.
Minute 20 left to play here in the first quarter. 1 wide receiver on either side for Long. There's the handoff up the middle for Lipford. Somehow he made his way through the linebackers at the line of scrimmage and scampers into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, for Rivercrest, Logan Gray was the one that met him in the hole, literally body right in front of him. He almost brought him down, but just the presence of mind to stay on your feet right there by Lipford, he was able to just keep trucking along, and he only needed to fall about a couple more yards, and he ended up in the end zone.
So now the extra point is on the way for the Blazers. Jesus Mendoza out to attempt the extra point for Valley View. Looks good from here, waiting on the signal. There it is, 7-0. Valley View leads Rivercrest with 1:10 left to play here in the first quarter. We'll step aside, come back with more first quarter action here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. You're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
You've got a lot of choices when you buy home furnishings. There are many reasons to choose Hubbard & Hoke Furniture, Blyville and Osceola.
At Hubbard & Hoke, you'll find a great selection of furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics with outstanding service, 6 ways to finance your purchase, and free local delivery.
Plus, you'll get a great deal every day on name brands you know and trust.
Great deals, outstanding service, and free delivery. You're going to love
Hubbard & Hoke Furniture, Blyville and Osceola.
Welcome you back to Rivercrest High School after this 6-yard touchdown rush by Devin Lipford and the Valley View Blazers. They now lead this one 7-0 over the Rivercrest Colts. 1:10 left to play here in the first quarter. Andy Maness and Ryan Short back here with you on Tubetown and on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. Valley View getting ready to kick it away. 2 men standing back deep at about the 25-yard line for Rivercrest, ready to return. And now the football has fallen off the tee. A little bit windy here tonight, not as windy as it was earlier this afternoon when the storms were rolling through, obviously, and hopefully the rain will stay out of the area for the rest of the evening. We can have a nice dry football game.
You can certainly feel the air, though. The humidity is here at Rivercrest.
There's the kickoff here on the near sideline, taken at the 30, across the 35, and down to about the 38-yard line. The Colts return man driven out of bounds, and that was Douglas Freeman on the return for Rivercrest. And he'll have the Colts in pretty decent shape as they come back out and try to answer the Blazers' score here with 1:07 left to play in the first quarter.
So when we were in the pregame and we were looking across the sideline, we noticed across the way that Valley View has appears like a full-size sofa over there just to the left of their bench, and we got some clarification on that. It's actually the turnover seat. So now that Valley View has 2 turnovers, when they go over there, they sign the chair, and they're able to sort of make their mark on a successful turnover, because we know last week they had quite a few.
Very nice, very unique look there. Colts hand it off on 1st and 10, and the handoff will go nowhere. Stopped right at the line of scrimmage, and now 2nd and 10 coming up. Handoff was to Contavious Robinson.
Yeah, just nowhere to go there, unfortunately. So I really hope Rivercrest offense can sort of get their legs about them and be able to start to moving the ball down the field.
Now they've got the play to Mylan Brown under center with a tailback behind him. 3 wide receivers. It's an option. Mylan Brown's going to keep it himself across the 40, across the 45-yard line, and knocked out of bounds by a couple of Blazers. But he's able to pick up some pretty nice yardage there on 2nd down. It'll be 3rd and 3 now here on the near side hash marks at the 46-yard line.
Great read option there. Kept the ball in the gut of the fullbacks, just in his breadbasket as long as he could. Essentially, the running back was already on the ground before he decided to keep the ball, and at that point the DN had already committed to that tackle, so he's able to pick up a good 7 yards on the play.
3rd and short, 3 wide receivers for Mylan Brown. He's under center once again. It's a keeper right up the middle. He just powers his way through, and from here it looks like he's got the yardage he needs to move the sticks. That's
what you need right there. That's going to be the 2nd first down for them in this first quarter. That's going to stop the clock to move the change, but I assume that's going to be one of the last plays of the first quarter, and that's the kind of momentum you need to moving forward to get the chains moving, get your offense a little bit of a breather, get a fresh set of downs, and just keep tacking away here.
Yep, 23 seconds and counting now as the referee starts the clock. Getting ready to end the first quarter. The Colts break the huddle, and as Ryan said, that could have been the last play. They don't have to run another play here in the first. They could just swap ends, but they'll only have to move the ball 2 yards. 1st and 10, it's a handoff right up the middle, and Keyshawn Scott will pick up about 1.5 yards, maybe 2, and that will bring us to the end of the first quarter here in Wilson. 7-0 is your score. Valley View leading Rivercrest, and we're headed to the second quarter, but not before we say some thanks to some of our sponsors. We're back right after this. You're listening to our broadcast on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. You're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
The Jonesboro Advertising and Promotion Commission welcomes you to the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival. This year's festival kicks off Friday, September 28th with the 2nd annual SCA Steak Contest and live music from Fuel. Then Saturday, it's the 10th annual KCBS Sanctioned Barbecue Contest with $10,000 in cash prizes. Then Saturday night, Smash Mouth rocks the Ritter Communications stage. It's the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival, September 28th and 29th, presented by the Jonesboro A&P Commission.
Andy Maness and Ryan Short welcome you back to Rivercrest High School, where the Rivercrest Colts trail to the Valley View Blazers here to start the second quarter. A score of 7-0. Colts do have the football, though, right at midfield with a 2nd and 7 coming up. Colts will now be moving from left to right on your radio dial. And again, we want to say thanks to our sponsors for tonight's game. It's brought to you by First National Bank and Hubbard and Hope Furniture. Make sure you also follow us on social media on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Tubetown Online.
That first quarter was sort of just filtered with a few turnovers. We had 2 interceptions and 1 lost fumble that would eventually been a turnover on downs, but so far the penalties have been very, very few. We had a 5-yard false start, I think, at the beginning of the game. I think it was the second or third play of the game when Rivercrest was still trying to get the right personnel on the field. So far, a very clean game as far as penalties are concerned. Turnovers, though, could be a concern moving forward.
Yeah, interception for either team, and then, of course, Rivercrest has the fumble and turnover on downs, whatever you want to call that. It was the same thing on the same play, but either way, they do have it. 2nd and 7 now to start the second quarter, and DeMylan Brown will be stopped as soon as he got started on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8 coming up. Man, he ran right into the blitzers on that play.
It looked just like a busted play right there. It appeared that when he came out from under center, he turned to the right and his back was actually going left. So instinctually, he just picked up the ball and started trying to move down the field. But unfortunately, he ran right into the backside of his left tackle and ended up being a loss of yards.
This is the 5th play of this drive here for the Colts. This is the longest drive of them so far tonight. 3rd and 10 coming up. Ball spotted right at the 50-yard line on the far side hash marks. 3 wide receivers set. Colts wide receiver was here on the near sideline as DeMylan Brown throws it out to the 40. Caught at the 35, now the 30, now the 25, the 20, and pushed out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Colts are now in the red zone, threatening to answer.
That's what makes this offense so dangerous. As we see here on the Ritter communication replay, the play was busted in the backfield. Brown was able to penetrate, get out from the pocket, and make a play. And then at that yard, it's backyard football at that point.
But what you couldn't see was number 2 at the bottom of your screen there, Travis Smith. He wasn't even looking at the play when the ball was snapped. He was looking at the sideline, still taking signals, I guess. It's a low snap now at the 15-yard line. DeMylan Brown shovel pass out to the 15. Caught on the near sideline and dropped at the 12. DeMylan Brown flirting with danger there. He was wrapped up in the backfield and just decided to shovel it out to his wide receiver, the one we were talking about not paying attention.
I was getting ready to write down on my stat book here that it was going to be a loss of 2 for a rushing attempt, and sure enough, he pulls the ball out of the pocket and he just sort of flips it like you'd almost see like in an option play. Unfortunately, his receiver was paying attention and was able to get, what do you know, a gain of 3.
So now 2nd and 7 coming up. The ball spotted at the 13-yard line on the near side hash marks. DeMylan Brown's going to be back under center. Contavious Robinson is in the backfield of this wing T formation, and we're going to have a timeout from Rivercrest. I think they were in danger of a delay of game penalty there. So we're going to keep it right here during that timeout with 10:19 left to play in the second quarter, 7-0, Valley View leading.
Heads up timeout right there by Rivercrest. That's going to burn their second here in the first half, so they're going to have 1 remaining moving forward for this last 10:19. I really do not like the call coming out and coming back to the wing T after they've had so much success moving the ball out of the shotgun. As you see here, that busted play that got them that gain of 35 yards down the field, shoestring tackle to push them out of bounds. But I've never understood this, and if you watch Thursday Night Football, and the Falcons had so much trouble getting the ball into the end zone, especially when they were in the red zone. That's something that I've never understood from a coaching perspective, that why your mentality and why your play calling changes so much just because you're now 16 yards from the end zone, 15 yards from the end zone, when a moment ago you were 50 and you're freely throwing the ball around.
2nd and 7 now. It's another handoff, this time from the wing T formation. Contavious Robinson will take it right up the gut, runs right into a host of Valley View Blazers. A lot of white jerseys in there on that play with 10:04 left to play here in the first half. So now a 3rd and 6 coming up for the Colts. They don't have to score to reset the down markers. They just have to get inside the 5-yard line. I think the first down marker is right at the 5, so
Look for them to go back to that play that they threw the interception at earlier, that deep slant route. If they were to go to the shotgun right here, I don't know if they have a place kicker that can knock it down a field goal from this distance as they come out again in the wing T.
There's the snap. Fakes the handoff to Mylan Brown, looking to make a move in the backfield as he's backed up to the 20. Now the 15, lowers his shoulders. He crosses the 10-yard line, and he fumbled the football. A Blazer picked it up. He's headed down the field, but nobody's chasing him. I think the referees are, let's say that one was blown dead right at the 10-yard line. Also, a very large strike of lightning just hit way off in the distance.
Yeah,
there.
we're
So
definitely monitoring the weather.
Hopefully that's headed the opposite direction, because we are on top of the press box here bringing you this game in Wilson. 4th and 5 coming up now from the 10-yard line, and the Colts are going to try for 3 here. They're going to try to narrow the margin just a little bit, and this one will be a little bit longer than an extra point attempt. Snap is good, hold is good, the kick has got the distance, and it's got the accuracy as well.
Right down Broadway.
Nice kick there by Riley Jones. The junior Rivercrest Colt makes it 7-3 with 9:27 left to play here in the second quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break. We're back with more action here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7, and you're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
Life doesn't always go as planned. So when a power surge affects your TV, or a breakfast mishap takes out your laptop, Guardware multi-device protection gives you peace of mind, knowing your devices will be repaired or replaced with just one call, and without breaking the bank. Protection you can trust. Guardware from Ritter. Enroll today to keep what matters most protected tomorrow.
Andy Maness and Ryan Short back here with you at Rivercrest High School, Colts Stadium, and Cortez Kennedy Field. The Colts just narrowed the margin a little bit. It is now 7-3, Valley View leading by 4 with 9:27 left to play in the second quarter.
As we mentioned in the pregame, they've unveiled this new facility, the new field tonight, and we're looking directly behind us right now. We can see I-55, and I know pregame the 18-wheelers going down the interstate heading north, blowing their horns at us, letting us know that they're going to try to tune in and get on the radio dial to listen to us here on 92.7.
Appreciate everybody joining us. Also on the Facebook page, Tubetown Online. Here's the kick from left to right. It's a short kick. It'll bounce at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Blazers will pretty much just, they'll drop it there. I think the return man stepped out of bounds, it looked like. Blazers have it at the 36.
Good offensive possession on the last possession by Rivercrest. They obviously had a few busted plays that resulted in positive yards, but then once they were able to get into the red zone, they got 3 points on the board. They didn't necessarily have a broken drive by any means, but they're able to at least answer the touchdown that Valley View had got.
So now Valley View is going to try to extend that lead, put a little bit more pressure on the Colts here in the first half. 9:24 left to play in the second quarter, 7-3. Blazers football, 1st and 10. Long looking to throw, takes a shot out to the far side 40, caught, now slung down hard at the 45-yard line, out of bounds, but a pickup of about 8 through the air for the Blazers makes it 2nd and 2.
Great pass right there to the far side of the field, a simple out route. It was not even 5 yards down the field, but the fact that the receiver's running away from him and he has the far side of the field, I'm going to say that pass probably went for 25, 30 yards through the air.
That was a little out route there from Long to the wide out. Now he's going to take it on 2nd and short, right up the gut across the 50-yard line down to the far side 48, and it's enough to move the chains for the Blazers. Into the Colts territory. They spot it, I think, right at the 49-yard line with 9:09 to play here in the second quarter. Valley View, again, they've got 2 of their timeouts. Rivercrest still got 1 remaining in the first half. Long with a tailback behind him in the shotgun formation. Hands it off. It's Lipford on the carry. He's down across the 40-yard line, picks up about 9 yards on that first down carry. So now 2nd and short coming up in Valley View with the momentum now.
Yeah, they're going to run hurry-up offense right here, get right back on top of the ball and try to catch the Rivercrest defense shuffling personnel on and off the field.
4th play of this drive, 2nd and short coming up. That snap got stuck right in Long's hip pocket. He was somehow able to get the handoff to his tailback, and Lipford is pushed forward to a first down. That was a group effort there by the Valley View Blazers.
That play was busted from the very beginning, and somehow he was able to get the ball to his back, as you see right here on the Ritter Communication replay. And it's definitely first down by committee right there in that pickup of 5.
I think I saw Long get a little push from behind there too, trying to will his tailback forward. Inside 8:30 to play in the second quarter. A little audible now from the sideline. Long delivers the play. Here we go. 3 wide receivers and a tight end. It's a handoff to the tailback. Colts brought the blitz, but Valley View was able to somewhat pick it up as the tailback will gain about 4 yards on the ground. So now 2nd and about 6 coming up for Valley View, and once again they're right back on top of the football. Long delivers the play. 2 wide receivers here on the near side. And now they want to, looks like, change the play once again now that they've had a chance to look at the defense. 7 seconds left on the play clock and counting. There's the snap. Long will take it himself, right up the gut. Slammed down on the other side of the 30. Looks like he'll be dropped just shy of the 25. I want to say he's marked at about the 27. That will bring up 3rd and 4. So now the Colts defense has got a chance to make a stand.
Yeah, I was really thinking Valley View was going to try to take a shot down the field right there with that last play being at least 2nd and manageable, how they've been able to move the ball down the field so far in this drive. Went conservative, QB just to the left of the center, and now they're going to have a 3rd down and 4.
And with 3 seconds left on the play clock, Coach Cockrell's going to get a timeout. So now each team with 1 remaining here in the first half. 7:04 to play here in the second quarter. The score is 7-3. Valley View leading Rivercrest. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. We're back with more of the second quarter here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7, and you're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
How much bandwidth will satisfy your home's hunger? The average household now has more wireless devices in use a day than ever before, including TVs, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. HD streaming and gaming can use large amounts of data and slow down speeds for other users. The more devices you use, the more bandwidth your home needs. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get up to 100 megs with internet from Ritter Communications. It's the speed you need to power all your devices. Call today.
Welcome you back to Colt Stadium here at Cortez Kennedy Field. Andy Manus and Ryan Short here with you on Tubetown. Thanks for joining us on the Facebook page, and of course thanks for joining us on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7.
To give you some other scores around Northeast Arkansas right now, the most current score I have, into the first quarter, Conway up 7-3 against Jonesboro, Hoxie up 14-0 against Westside. Both of those are at the end of the first quarter.
3rd and 4 for the Blazers at the Colt 26-yard line. There's a handoff to Lipford. Lipford swallowed up in the backfield, dropped before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of about 1, and 4th and 5 is coming up for Valley View deep in Rivercrest territory.
Yeah, I'll be really curious. I mean, this is flirting with that territory where it's like you almost have to go for it. You punt, it's not really going to do you justice. There's no point in attempting a field goal from this distance, so look for Valley View to come out and attempt this 4th down conversion.
They got 2 wide receivers lined up here on the near side with a back in the backfield. The receiver on the far side goes in motion. It's an end around. Across the 30, he fumbled the football. Colts fall on top of it at the 22, and Rivercrest will get it back with 6:24 to play here in the first half. And the Colts bust out the turnover belt.
Yeah, putting it over his shoulder out there is Travis Smith. You see, we haven't seen this personnel look come out tonight. The end around coming to the near side. Able to get in and cause the fumble right there was Easton Elder. We've called his name a couple times tonight. In those types of plays where you have a slot receiver coming from the far side, full head of steam when he receives the ball, you see that more often than you not. It's just unsecure.
You're on 1st and 10. It's a handoff right up the middle, and it's Kentavious Robinson in a foot race to the finish with 1 man left to beat across the 30, the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Missed the shoestring tackle, and Robinson is into the end zone for a touchdown.
78-yard busted play, making something out of nothing. Absolute amazing performance right there to find his way into the end zone.
There's the handoff, the first missed tackle, there's the cutback, and Robinson is pretty much gone from there. He makes 1 pivot at midfield to get the last man to beat off balance and just flat out outraces him to the finish.
At that point, it was a horse and pony race, and the Rivercrest Colts definitely won that race.
78 yards, no flags, extra point on the way. There's the kick through the uprights, and the Rivercrest Colts have jumped out to a 10-7 lead with 6:09 to play in the second quarter. We are back with more on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. You're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
You live. We put you first. Introducing You First Banking, only at First National Bank.
Back here in Rivercrest, where the Colts have just jumped up to a 10-7 lead thanks to this run from Kentavious Robinson, 78 yards. And now, again, the Colts lead 10-7. Valley View awaiting the kick return here. Got to see Kentavious Robinson play over the last couple of years and got to watch him develop. So it's always fun, I've said this many a time, doing these high school games because you get to watch these guys grow from sophomores to seniors. In some cases, you get to watch them grow from freshmen into seniors, but it's always fun when you get to see these names year in and year out over and over again. And Kentavious Robinson is just one that I remember calling. There's the opening or the kickoff there. After that touchdown, it'll fall in between the 35 and 40 yard line. Looks like they're going to down it at about the 39. And that's where the Blazer offense will come back out to try to answer that quick score by Rivercrest.
Yeah, so just echoing off what you said a moment ago, the fact that most of these teams, we're fortunate to get to see them twice a year. Usually it may be a home game and then we may catch them on the road, but most of the times it's just once a year that we say these names, we get to come into these communities and we get to broadcast these games. And to see a young man like that he's contributed obviously last year for the state championship, but then moving forward, going through his high school career, it's really been a fun sight to see.
3 wide receivers set here in the shotgun formation for Connor Long. Sends a man in motion here to the near side, but he'll hand it off to the tailback, Lipford. Lipford swallowed up in the backfield. Once again, it's another stop for a loss for the Rivercrest Colts. Now 3 red jerseys came swarming into Lipford there.
Yeah, you could tell Connor Long, whenever that ball was snapped and he gave it off to his back, he thought that as quick as the Rivercrest front 4, front 3 were able to get into the backfield, he thought there was no chance he was going to be able to hang on to it there, and he was getting prepared to recover a fumble.
So now 2nd and 12 coming up. Long's got the play, delivers it to the offensive line. 3 wide receivers set, 2 of them bunched up here on the near side. Ball spotted on the near side hash marks at the 36 yard line. Long taking a shot down the far sideline, just past the hands of his wide receiver. Let's see, that was Travis Graff, the intended wide receiver out there. But now 3rd and 12 coming up with 5:20 to play.
Yeah, they definitely were going for a big shot right there. The intended receiver ran just a simple out and up on the far side, and that's something we've seen from both offenses tonight. They're running their big plays on the far side of the field, and it creates a lot of open space, but at the same time there's a lot of room for error there too.
3rd and 12 coming up with 5:20 to play in the second quarter. Valley View trailing by 3. Play action. Long lost the football, recovered by the Colts. Connor Long got ready to throw. The ball slips out of his hand, and Logan Gray falls right on top of it for Rivercrest. And just like that, the Colts are in pretty good position for another touchdown.
Yeah, that's going to be the 3rd turnover tonight by Valley View, and the 2nd recovered by Gray. We saw him get that interception for the first turnover and the busted screenplay, and then right there it appeared that Long was trying to get the ball out of his hand, but unfortunately it just slipped out, and Gray was there to jump on top of it.
Yeah, he got the interception earlier there in the first quarter on Valley View's opening drive of the night, and now he puts the Colts at the Blazer 29 yard line. There's the handoff on the end around. Stutter step at the 25 yard line and falling forward to about the 22. Oh, that was Keyshawn Scott on the carry.
Good pickup of 7 yards on the end around right there.
Well, he had some speed.
Yeah, he really did, and I really thought he was just going to scamper out of bounds, but he elected to stay inbound and take on a hit there and fall forward for a couple more yards.
Keyshawn Scott saw Kentavious Robinson score a few minutes ago and said, hey, I can do that too. So now 2nd and 4 coming up for Rivercrest. 4:41 left to play. It's a handoff. Running to the right. Spinning down to about the 16-yard line. And actually, that was a keeper there for DeMylon Brown.
Yeah, good read option play right there. He kept it in the gut of the back once again, as we've seen. A little misdirection and then just making a few guys miss. Something that we're going to see all night. If this is how Valley View elects to attempt to tackle, to try to bring down Robinson, then Brown, he's not going to be brought down easy. Trying to wrap him up around the ankles just isn't going to work.
Here's a jet sweep to the opposite side now, the far side, but that time the Blazers were all over that one. They stop it for a loss. Now 2nd, and we're going to say about 15 coming up.
Yeah, they just tried the jet sweep to the far side of the field. Same play we saw him gain about 6 yards on a minute ago, but this time the Blazer defense was able to snuff it out.
So 2nd and 15 coming up. Now inside 4 minutes left to play in the 2nd quarter. Again, the score 10-7. Rivercrest leading Valley View. Ball spotted on the far side hash marks. 4 wide receiver set here for DeMylon Brown. Sends one in motion. It's a play action. DeMylon Brown's going to keep it himself. Oh, and he got hit pretty hard there as he tried to take that one right up the middle. Paid the price for it. Only picked up about 1, maybe 2 yards. And that should bring up 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's going to come to 3rd and long, but also his helmet came off on the play, so typically he has to come out and sit out a play. Be interested to see who they put at quarterback right here. I believe charting out on the field is going to be Easton Elder. He's the junior backup quarterback, and we'll see what they try to cook up here with it's going to be they've got it marked 3rd and 15. It looks like more like 3rd and 20.
Still getting the play from the sideline here. 6 seconds left on the play clock.
We may see them burn that last timeout.
They're going to burn the timeout. I don't know if that will prevent the need for the spell quarterback to come on the field.
I believe he should be able to come back on, but I'm not sure if they'll do that right here. I haven't seen him put his helmet back on, so I'm not sure if there was some sort of equipment malfunction or what it may be.
We'll keep it right here during the timeout with 2:57 left to play here in the 2nd quarter. Again, the score 10-7. Rivercrest leading Valley View. And thank everybody for joining us on Tubetown as well as ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. Hopefully the rain will stay out of the area here tonight.
We've had a really exciting first half here, Andy. I mean, we've seen turnovers on both sides of the ball. It's still a 3-point game. We're winding close to we're under 3 minutes here in the first half. I mean, obviously this isn't very a third manageable for Rivercrest, but as we've seen earlier, a busted play ends up being the best play for them.
Colts able to put up 10 points on the board here in the 2nd quarter to answer that touchdown the Blazers had in the 1st quarter. Now after the timeout, Colts trot back out again. They're facing a 3rd and what looks like about 16 coming up. Ball spotted at the Valley View 22-yard line. Colts come out with a 4 wide receiver set, 2 on either side for DeMylon Brown. Kentavious Robinson, the lone back in the backfield. Low snap, keeper. Nope, he's going to toss it wide open in the end zone, touchdown. That was a perfectly drawn up play for the Colts as Travis Smith hauls in the 22-yard grab.
There was not a soul. I believe the backs were just peeking in the backfield. They thought it was a busted play, and he was able to slip out, and there was not a soul within him within 15 yards. And that's going to, with the pending PAT, Rivercrest is about to be up 10 here in the late stages of the first half.
They had absolutely everybody fooled. They faked the handoff up the middle. DeMylon Brown acted like he was going to take off on a run and tossed it to the wide open Travis Smith in the end zone. The extra point is good. And now the Colts with 17 unanswered points here in the 2nd quarter. They now lead this one 17-7 here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. You're watching it here on Tubetown, live, local from Ritter Communications.
You've got a lot of choices when you buy home furnishings. There are many reasons to choose Hubbard and Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
At Hubbard and Hope, you'll find a great selection of furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics with outstanding service, 6 ways to finance your purchase, and free local delivery.
Plus, you'll get a great deal every day on name brands you know and trust.
Great deals, outstanding service, and free delivery. You're going to love
Hubbard and Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
Back here in Wilson on the campus of Rivercrest High School, Andy Maness and Ryan Short coming to you live here on the Tubetown Facebook page and ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. The score is 17-7. The Colts leading Valley View with 2:51 remaining here in the second quarter. Colts just scoring off of a 22-yard touchdown catch. Here's a short kickoff and caught inside the 40-yard line. I should say outside the 40-yard line. The Blazers will have it, and the return man is down. It was a short kick, and the return man had to come up and get it. Leighton Holifield. He ran up and grabbed it and just slid to the turf immediately, and I think a Colt clipped him on his way down. So he is getting some attention right now with 2:46 again left to play here in the second quarter. 17-7 is the score. We will take a quick timeout. We'll be back with more here from Rivercrest.
The Jonesboro Advertising and Promotion Commission welcomes you to the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival. This year's festival kicks off Friday, September 28th with the second annual SCA State Contest and live music from Fuel. Then Saturday, it's the 10th annual KCBS Sanctioned Barbecue Contest with $10,000 in cash prizes. Then Saturday night, Smash Mouth rocks the Ritter Communications stage. It's the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival, September 28th and 29th, presented by the Jonesboro A&P Commission.
Life doesn't always go as planned. So when a power surge affects your TV, or a breakfast mishap takes out your laptop, Guardware multi-device protection gives you peace of mind, knowing your devices will be repaired or replaced with just one call, and without breaking the bank. Protection you can trust. Guardware from Ritter. Enroll today to keep what matters most protected tomorrow.
Oh, back here at Rivercrest, Andy Maness and Ryan Short. We've got a flag that was thrown on the field during that timeout as we're getting some attention out to the injured player, Leighton Holifield. And still, it looked like they were calling the flag on the Blazers.
No, I think he pointed in the wrong direction.
It was fair. I guess fair catch interference would be the call. That's the call that he made.
Yeah, so they're gonna step off quite a few yards here, and Valley View's gonna get a good chance to start it here. And as you can hear on the Rivercrest side, there obviously we're happy to see that the player got up on his own power, but that penalty right there, that I did not see him wait for a fair catch, but still there was some type of interference that caused that penalty. Yeah,
and the Rivercrest, as you said, the Rivercrest Colts are not too happy about it. 1st and 10 now from the 45-yard line of Rivercrest. Long looking to throw. Pressure in the pocket. Had a little bit of time, but he gets wrapped up in the backfield. Sacked for a loss. 2nd and about 14 coming up.
Yeah, big Slayton, number 33, got in the backfield right there, just pushing his offensive lineman back and wrapped up. Long was going through his progressions, and I mean, he just didn't have anybody open downfield. As you can see, Rivercrest right now is kind of in a 3-front prevent defense.
I was about to say plenty of time. Oh, there's a loose ball on the snap. Long chases it down and falls on top of it, way back at the Valley View 35-yard line. So now a 3rd and a mile coming up for Coach Cockrell and the Blazers.
Unfortunate right there. You thought at one point it would be 2nd and manageable. They could make something happen, but that right there is just a complete drive stopper.
Trying to count off the distance here. It's at least 3rd and 30. I think that's exactly what it is, 3rd and 30.
I could have swore you were a mathematician right there.
Long looking to the sideline with about $1:38 left to play here in the second quarter. Play clock sitting at 12 and counting. They've got the play. 3 wide receivers set. It'll be 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side with a tight end. Long takes the snap. Handoff right up the middle, across the 40-yard line and down to the 41, and it'll be 4th and about 22.
Rivercrest is out of timeouts right here, so they're going to have to let the play clock go all the way down. It hasn't started yet, so pending that Valley View doesn't call a timeout, it appears that Rivercrest will have the ball. They may have, about 30 seconds to work with if they choose to use it.
Yeah, game clock now under 55 seconds, play clock at 15 and counting. 4th and 24, and we'll see if they want to take the delay of game penalty or burn that final timeout before the play clock gets off. It looks like Coach Cockerell is right by the referee, and he is going to call that timeout. There it is.
So really interesting situation right now. So what we saw the last time that Valley View elected to punt, it was a low snap, able to corral it, sort of a rugby style kick, running to his right, but great air time on the ball, moving the ball way down the field. Now, that may be what they try to instruct their punter to do right now, but knowing the dangerous, the big play power that the Rivercrest return men have, I would not be surprised if you saw a rugby-style kick that sort of was like a squib kick, just to keep Rivercrest off balance, because you want to milk as much of this clock and not let their offense get on the field and have any chance to score before they go into halftime.
Well, and we know that their punter's got a leg because we saw him kick it a minute ago, and we also know that they lined up in a possible formation. They've got the two guys over here on the far sideline, that you could easily draw up a play to throw to them. But here on 4th and long with 37 seconds left in the half, I don't really expect that to be the case.
Looks like Robinson's taking a few steps back to possibly return this.
There's that rugby-style kick you were talking about, a great kick. It'll take a Colt bounce to the 1-yard line and just tumbles into the end zone before the Blazers can get there to down it. How about that kick, though?
God, it checked up. I thought it was going to sit right there near the goal line, but it just took a little bit more of a roll and ended up going into the end zone. So with 28.5 seconds left in the first half, it looks like Rivercrest is going to get the ball. I'll be curious to see if they come out and just knee it out and go to halftime with a 10-point lead.
Now that ball dropped in between the 15 and 20-yard line, rolled all the way down to the 1, and then on that last bounce, just tumbled into the end zone. So starting from their own 20-yard line, as Ryan said, just enough time to come out and take a knee. We'll see if that's what they do or if they want to try some trickery here. You never know when you can, see a hook and ladder or something crazy here at the end of the first half. Looks like they're going to try to maybe play it safe here. And they are. They will take a knee. And with the game clock now under 25 seconds, they should be able to run this one out, and that's what they're going to do. Two teams will stay on the field until the clock gets a little bit closer to 0. But it's been a fun first half to be a part of, and appreciate you guys being a part of it with us. 17-7 is going to be the score here as the two teams get ready to head to the locker room. And there's the official buzzer ending the first half. So 2 quarters in the books, and this rivalry is well alive. It's a non-conference rivalry, but it still feels like a rivalry game nonetheless. Colts lead by 10, 17-7. We're back with some halftime stats for you right after this. You're listening to it on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. You're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
You live. We put you first. Introducing You First Banking, only at First National Bank.
You've got a lot of choices when you buy home furnishings. There are many reasons to choose Hubbard & Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
At Hubbard & Hope, you'll find a great selection of furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics with outstanding service, 6 ways to finance your purchase, and free local delivery.
Plus, you'll get a great deal every day on name brands you know and trust.
great deals, outstanding service, and free delivery. You're going to love Hubbard and Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
The Jonesboro Advertising and Promotion Commission welcomes you to the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival. This year's festival kicks off Friday, September 28th with the second annual SCA State Contest and live music from Fuel. Then Saturday, it's the 10th annual KCBS Sanctioned Barbecue Contest with $10,000 in cash prizes. Then Saturday night, Smash Mouth rocks the Ritter Communications stage. Hey now, it's the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival, September 28th and 29th, presented by the Jonesboro A&P Commission.
Life doesn't always go as planned. So when a power surge affects your TV, or a breakfast mishap takes out your laptop, Guardware multi-device protection gives you peace of mind, knowing your devices will be repaired or replaced with just one call, and without breaking the bank. Protection you can trust. Guardware from Ritter. Enroll today to keep what matters most protected tomorrow.
How much bandwidth will satisfy your home's hunger? The average household now has more wireless devices in use a day than ever before, including TVs, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. HD streaming and gaming can use large amounts of data and slow down speeds for other users. The more devices you use, the more bandwidth your home needs. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get up to 100 megs with internet from Ritter Communications. It's the speed you need to power all your devices. Call today.
No matter what kind of business you own or operate, you need to keep it connected. Ritter Communications delivers the fastest business internet speeds available at a price that won't slow you down. Ritter offers reliable 24-hour service with network monitoring, along with the scalable options your business needs to grow. And we do it all on our own fiber optic network. The choice is yours, and so is the savings. Connect to something better. Call or visit ritterbusiness.com today.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Until you've seen how fast it really is, some people's reaction to Ritter's 100 megabit internet might be like, 100 mega, huh? Here's how we describe it. Mega beautiful, mega fast, mega blast, mega party, mega Ritter. There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. In a word, that means mega fun. If you're not getting your high-speed internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
For your smartphones, tablets, phablets. For the browsers you carry in your trousers. Wowzers! For your big screens and small screens, short screens and tall screens, get speed that screams. From the top of your desk to the palm of your hand, it's the fastest internet speed in the land.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. If you're not getting your internet from Ritter, you should. Call 888-336-4466 today. Ritter Communications. Right by you.
High-speed internet for every grown-up, grandparent, kid, teen, and in between. Ritter's got it. Every JPEG, MPEG, and GIF for the working mom or the working stiff, loaded in a GIF. Whether you're a blogger, gamer, or pixel tamer, don't be a slow-speed blamer. Don't waste your time waiting to load that page. Get Ritter high-speed internet. It's all the rage.
There's no end to your online possibilities with up to 100 meg internet speeds. Only from Ritter Communications. Right by you.
You work here, you play here, you live here, and yet most of what you watch on television is about somewhere other than here. Until now, we proudly present Tubetown, TV about you. Tubetown is a Ritter Communications exclusive network featuring local sports, community events, unique and original programming from our community. Tubetown takes what's best about television, what's best about the community, and brings them together. Tubetown, only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Technology was supposed to make our lives easier. No one told us about the plethora of glitches, viruses, hackers, hundreds of passwords to remember, and getting all our tech to sync up. Introducing Tech Home. Technology made easy for you and your devices. Tech Home makes it easy to set up, protect, and enjoy your internet-connected devices anytime, anywhere. Security, password management, backup, and premium tech support. Get back in charge of your digital life now with Tech Home.
Satellite TV providers force you to sign a long-term contract, then saddle you with second-rate service and price increases. Ritter delivers TV service with stunning HD channels, plus bundle savings on the area's fastest internet, and a better home phone service with no long-term contracts, backed by our local customer care team. No contracts, no nonsense, just great service. Don't get stuck with a dish. Visit RitterCommunications.com to learn more.
It begins with a click. And no matter where you are, you have countless choices at your fingertips. On the road, on your break, even in your own backyard. A world of entertainment is just a click away. Simply go to RitterCommunications.com/TV Everywhere to get started. Ritter Communications, connecting you to everything that matters.
With so many great mega services available from Ritter Communications, it's hard to pick just one. Save a bundle with bundled services. Talk as much as you want, when you want, with unlimited long distance. Get the speed you need with up to 15, 30, 50, and even 100 megabits per second internet. Enjoy online bill pay and protect all your online data and devices with Tech Home and Guardware. With so many choices, options, and savings from Ritter, all you can say is, wow! Mega services, mega savings. That's Mega Ritter.
Welcome back to Wilson. Andy Manus and Ryan Short here with you on the campus of Rivercrest High School. And it's halftime. Rivercrest leading Valley View 17-7 after the first two quarters. And Ryan, this has been a great game to be a part of so far. The Blazers opened up the first quarter, scoring with about a minute 10 left in the first quarter. 7-0 after the first, and then it's been all Rivercrest Colts since then. They put up 17 unanswered points. And you can see that it's kind of been a battle of turnover differentials here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, so far for Rivercrest, they've forced 3, 1 interception, and 2 fumbles. You know, we mentioned earlier, 2 of those coming from Logan Gray. He got the interception, and he had one of the forced fumbles. But then on the other side of the ball, Valley View, they had a lost fumble and an interception as well. So it's kind of gone back and forth, and the scoreboard really, it doesn't reflect how equal this game has really been. I mean, just besides the fact that there's been a couple of big plays that have broken open that has put Rivercrest ahead right now, for the most part, in my opinion at least, watching this game going back, it's been fairly close matched.
It has been a very close matchup. I mean, and if you look at the way that both teams are playing the game, Rivercrest kind of, I don't want to say that they abandoned that wing tee look that we saw on their opening few drives of tonight, but they have not gone back to it very often. They've seemed to move to more of that shotgun type formation that Valley View is running, and both teams just playing very similar tonight. Obviously, Valley View's gone to the air a little bit more, tried to go to the air a few more times than Rivercrest has, but I think you're right. It's just been very balanced so far.
Yeah, you got to look at the personnel for both teams, and we know that Rivercrest, obviously, we can look here at their roster and see that they're outmanned 2-1, considered the Valley View sideline. So you have to take into consideration that your key personnel, your key contributors on offense, and that wing tee is what they came out with, and they resurrected that in the red zone, and I really didn't agree with that. That led to their 3 points that are on the board, besides the 2 touchdowns. But, I mean, like I said a minute ago, it's really the unconventional plays that have led to this 17-7 score right now.
And again, if you think Rivercrest is playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, having lost, 3 out of the 4 between the two teams?
Yeah, I mean, that's something you have to take into consideration. These kids, I'm not sure what really plays into any type of rivalry or anything like that. But you know that Rivercrest comes in here and they're wanting to repeat. It's one of those things like when you see a UFC or boxer compete in one division and then all of a sudden they decide to add or lose weight and they go and compete in another division. And Rivercrest is, in some projections, if you look, they came in ranked 5th in the 4A, and then others have them up as high as like 2. So it's definitely something that they're setting their sights on, is that they want to be back at War Memorial Stadium at the end of this year.
Well, they're ranked in the top 25 in the entire state, so definitely doing something right, and they are on top after the first 2 quarters. Again, the score 17-7, Rivercrest leading Valley View. Talk a little bit more about that first half and what we expect coming up here in the second half. We'll tell you about some of the other games that we're covering a little bit later this year. That's all coming up next as we continue with the halftime show here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7, and you're watching it on Tubetown, live, local from Ritter Communications.
You live. We put you first. Introducing You First Banking, only at First National Bank.
You've got a lot of choices when you buy home furnishings. There are many reasons to choose Hubbard & Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
At Hubbard & Hope, you'll find a great selection of furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics with outstanding service, 6 ways to finance your purchase, and free local delivery.
Plus, you'll get a great deal every day on name brands you know and trust.
Great deals, outstanding service, and free delivery. You're going to love
Hubbard & Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
The Jonesboro Advertising and Promotion Commission welcomes you to the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival. This year's festival kicks off Friday, September 28th with the 2nd annual SCA State Contest and live music from Fuel. Then Saturday, it's the 10th annual KCBS Sanctioned Barbecue Contest with $10,000 in cash prizes. Then Saturday night, Smash Mouth rocks the Ritter Communications stage. Hey now, you're an all-star. It's the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival, September 28th and 29th, presented by the Jonesboro A&P Commission.
Life doesn't always go as planned. So when a power surge affects your TV, or a breakfast mishap takes out your laptop, Guardware multi-device protection gives you peace of mind, knowing your devices will be repaired or replaced with just one call, and without breaking the bank. Protection you can trust. Guardware from Ritter. Enroll today to keep what matters most protected tomorrow.
How much bandwidth will satisfy your home's hunger? The average household now has more wireless devices in use a day than ever before, including TVs, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. HD streaming and gaming can use large amounts of data and slow down speeds for other users. The more devices you use, the more bandwidth your home needs. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get up to 100 megs with internet from Ritter Communications. It's the speed you need to power all your devices. Call today.
No matter what kind of business you own or operate, you need to keep it connected. Ritter Communications delivers the fastest business internet speeds available at a price that won't slow you down. Ritter offers reliable 24-hour service with network monitoring, along with the scalable options your business needs to grow. And we do it all on our own fiber optic network. The choice is yours, and so is the savings. Connect to something better. Call or visit ritterbusiness.com today.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Introducing Ritter Home Security. Ritter takes care of protecting what's most important to you, from threats like unwelcome visitors and fire, to making your life easier by putting the control of your home at your fingertips. Use the free app to shut the garage, lock the door, turn off lights, arm the system, and more. You can even turn back the thermostat to help save money on your energy bill. Plus, get a snapshot when your kids get home. It's smart, beautiful, convenient, and ready for your busy life. Ritter Home Security.
Welcome back to Colts Stadium and Cortez Kennedy Field here in Wilson. Andy Matus and Ryan Short back here with you on the campus of Rivercrest High School. Still halftime between the Colts and the Valley View Blazers. Rivercrest leading 17-7. And we appreciate you guys joining us tonight here on the Tubetown Facebook page. And special welcome to those of you listening on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. Again, a big thanks to our sponsors tonight, First National Bank and Hubbard & Hope Furniture. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Twitter. Just search for Tubetown Online.
Yeah, to give you some other scores for teams in the area, just want to give you a little bit of an update while we have a few minutes here. Westside has made a surprising comeback from the score we previously reported. Hoxie was up 14-0 on Westside. They now have gone 20 unanswered points. So Westside at the half leading 20-14 over Hoxie. This current score at half, Pocahontas 28 over Paragould. They have 7. Piggott currently 24, Brooklyn 14. And then Conway is up 17-10 over Jonesboro. Looking at a couple more scores, West Memphis up 13-0 on Blytheville. Next week we'll actually be in West Memphis, so we'll get to see them play. And that's a game that we're really looking forward to. If we can pop the schedule up on the screen, we'll go ahead and run through some of the games we have upcoming through the rest of the season.
Yeah, take a look. As Ryan said, we'll be in West Memphis next weekend as the Win Yellow Jackets will make a trip down to play them on the 14th. And then we are back here with the Colts, or actually not with the Colts, or not here with the Colts, rather. We're in Truman with the Rivercrest Colts. Taking a look at their new stadium this year. So lots of new stadiums around Northeast Arkansas. And then you take a look at we're back with the Blytheville Chickasaws. They're going to be at the Nettleton Raiders. That ought to be a really good game. And then get down to the final 2 games of the year before that flex game, EPC and Mark Tree. That's always a huge rivalry game. And then we'll close it out before the Voters' Choice game there with Searcy and Jonesboro. Love covering the Jonesboro Hurricane, getting to watch some of that 6A East action. It's always a lot of fun to be a part of. This game tonight has been a lot of fun to be a part of. Again, 17-7 is the score. Rivercrest putting up 17 unanswered points in the second quarter, and they lead by 10 over the Blazers here. Both teams have made their way back out onto the field. Well, check that. The Blazers have made their way back out onto the field.
I think the Colts are walking out of their new facility over there right now, so they'll be out here shortly to warm up. They may add a few seconds onto the clock to give them a little bit more time, but as we see it, we're going to be back to game action in a little over a minute. So I think we're going to step aside for one more quick break, and then we'll bring second half action here from Colt Field here. If anything's going to be like the first half, and this, if we can anticipate seeing that in the second half, we're going to be in for a real treat, guys.
Yeah, it could be quite a few turnovers in the second half if it's anything like the first as well. Go ahead and grab your popcorn, refresh your sodas. We're back with the second half of action here between Rivercrest and Valley View right after this. You're listening to it on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. You're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
You live. We put you first. Introducing You First Banking, only at First National Bank.
You've got a lot of choices when you buy home furnishings. There are many reasons to choose Hubbard & Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
At Hubbard & Hope, you'll find a great selection of furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics with outstanding service, 6 ways to finance your purchase, and free local delivery.
Plus, you'll get a great deal every day on name brands you know and trust.
great deals, outstanding service, and free delivery. You're going to love Hubbard and Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
The Jonesboro Advertising and Promotion Commission welcomes you to the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival. This year's festival kicks off Friday, September 28th with the second annual SCA State Contest and live music from Fuel. Then Saturday, it's the 10th annual KCBS Sanctioned Barbecue Contest with $10,000 in cash prizes. Then Saturday night, Smash Mouth rocks the Ritter Communications stage. Hey now, you're an all-star. It's the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival, September 28th and 29th, presented by the Jonesboro A&P Commission.
Life doesn't always go as planned. So when a power surge affects your TV, or a breakfast mishap takes out your laptop, Guardware multi-device protection gives you peace of mind, knowing your devices will be repaired or replaced with just one call, and without breaking the bank. Protection you can trust. Guardware from Ritter. Enroll today to keep what matters most protected tomorrow.
How much bandwidth will satisfy your home's hunger? The average household now has more wireless devices in use a day than ever before, including TVs, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. HD streaming and gaming can use large amounts of data and slow down speeds for other users. The more devices you use, the more bandwidth your home needs. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get up to 100 megs with internet from Ritter Communications. It's the speed you need to power all your devices. Call today.
No matter what kind of business you own or operate, you need to keep it connected. Ritter Communications delivers the fastest business internet speeds available at a price that won't slow you down. Ritter offers reliable 24-hour service with network monitoring, along with the scalable options your business needs to grow. And we do it all on our own fiber optic network. The choice is yours, and so is the savings. Connect to something better. Call or visit ritterbusiness.com today.
911, what's your emergency?
I'm home alone. Someone is trying to get in the back door.
Find a safe place like in a closet or under a bed, okay?
Okay.
Be very quiet and don't worry. Your home phone gave me your location.
Hurry.
Help is on the way.
Only a dedicated home phone can quickly pinpoint your address for emergency personnel. Cell phones can't. Keep your loved ones safe for less than 60 cents a day with a home phone from Ritter. Call today or go to rittercommunications.com.
Welcome back to Colt Stadium here at Cortez Kennedy Field on the campus of Rivercrest High School. Andy Maness and Ryan Short ready to start the third quarter between the Rivercrest Colts and the Valley View Blazers. Rivercrest on top after the first two quarters, 17-7. If you're just joining us, they scored all 17 points in the second quarter to answer a first quarter touchdown from Valley View, and now both teams are ready to go. Valley View will be taking back this opening kickoff for the third quarter from right to left. It's another short kick and a fair catch called for at the 35-yard line, so the Blazers will come out and set up shop right there.
Looks like
but
we got a flag.
Yeah,
a flag on the far side of the field. I think we're going to have somebody on the kickoff team that's going to be offsides. So we're going to see if they elect to accept that penalty or decline it.
Yeah, still waiting on the signal from the official. There it is, and it is going to be against Rivercrest.
Going to get to kick it again. And see, that's for Valley View, understand either way with the pooch kick that they've been doing on that, you're going to get decent field position either way. And we've seen it multiple times tonight where there's been a little bit of confusion on this near sideline about who's supposed to field that pooch kick and who's supposed to just lay on it. We saw a player that was injured. He's back on the field now. That's going to be Leighton Holyfield. I believe that he was injured earlier. Now he's back on the field. But, I mean, you're definitely running a risk right here by backing them up 5 yards and having them re-kick.
Well, and we've seen Riley Jones already kick through a 26-yard field goal tonight, so it also kind of makes you scratch your head and say, you know, why are they, kicking it off so short? But it could all be in strategy, because how often do you see these little short kicks, recovered by the kicking team?
Yeah, we're about to see. I guess the referees are also working off those early season jitters. They went out there and they placed the ball to kick it again, but they didn't back it up 5 yards. So they're going to reset once again. And maybe at some point in the next hour and a half, we may get the second half started.
So now Riley Jones is ready to kick it away once again. We'll see if The Blazers can hang on to decent field position. Oh, and he does boot this one away. It'll be taken inside the 20 at the 15. Now back across the 20. The middle of the field, the 25-30. Still on his feet across the 35-40. Tripped up by his feet at the 45-yard line. The Blazers back out to midfield with that pretty good field position. They had to work to get it that time, though.
It's really a two-edged sword. So they're used to that pooch kick. Whenever you tell your kicker to actually put his leg behind it, and he actually out-kicked his coverage team as they went down the field, and they were able to scamper. And I mean, from where they're actually going to start the ball, it's not going to be much different than if they would have elected to decline the penalty a moment ago. But either which way you cut it, Valley View's going to have the ball starting out here in the second half.
Connor Long in the shotgun formation. He's got 3 wide receivers on the far side, 1 here on the near side. Back in the backfield, and Coach Cockrell's going to change the play. Colts are bringing 3 down linemen. Ball again spotted at the 44-yard line, and the Blazers moving right to left on the far side hash mark. There's the handoff. Run right up the gut with Lipford. Lipford is going to be dropped just shy of the 50-yard line, but he will pick up about 4.5 yards on that first down carry. Go ahead and give him 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, we had a heavy dosing of him in the first half, and I don't think we'll see that change in the first half. He had about 10 to 11 carries there.
Already ready to go. The Blazers on top of the ball. There's an option. Long lost it on the transfer, but he scrambles to get back on top of it. Ball will be down at the 45-yard line, so it's a loss of about 4. Now 3rd and 9 coming up. Watch again on the replay there. It's a clear read option play, but as he tries to take it from Lipford, it just gets lost on the transfer there, right? Should say on the keep.
He's fortunate that wasn't their 4th turnover for the night, because that could have easily went either way depending on how many of that 3-man front for Rivercrest was in the backfield.
3 wide receivers here on the near side now for Long, with Lipford in the backfield. Fakes the handoff, tosses it over the middle, caught at the 50-yard line, and the receiver is drilled. He won't pick up a single yard past that. They'll spot him at the, referee, I don't know if I agree with that spot. He caught it right at the 50. The referee's going to spot him at the 48. And the Valley View fans are letting him know.
Yeah,
I can hear him from all the way over here.
It didn't get a very favorable spot right there, but I don't think the 2 yards would have made much of a difference because they're going to be punting the ball away right here either way.
10-14 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 2 men back deep for the Colts to return. Low snap, picks it up, looking for the rugby punt. High end over end, fair catch called for, and the return man falls down on the 30 to catch it. And here comes the Colts offense once again. It looked for like half a second like the punter wanted to maybe try and attempt a pass. It looked like the way he was trying to move his hands on the football to hold it like you would when you're getting ready to throw it.
Yeah, he definitely, I mean, it's obviously something that's in Valley View's playbook that since he does the rugby style kick every time, he has that option, and most time he's going to elect to just continue with the punt, but then also he's trying to get the right grip. I mean, when you have that low snap every play, when you're trying to kick the ball, it just gets everything out of sorts.
1st and 10 for the Colts from their own 30-yard line. Ball spotted on the far side hash mark. Delayed handoff. DeMylan Brown's going to keep it himself. Running to the far side. He's across the far side. 40 gets tripped up. That could have potentially been a touchdown saving tackle because there was only about 1 man left to beat ahead of Brown there. Watch how long that play takes to develop.
Yeah, I was about to mention the same exact thing, that these plays have taken time and time again to really develop throughout the night.
DeMylan Brown, his patience paid off on that play as he scampers out to the 42-yard line. A pickup of 12 on the ground that time. So 1st and 10 coming up. There's a man in motion from the far side. It's a rollout for Brown, looking for blockers. Cuts upfield across the 40, and is going to lose about 2 yards on that 1st down carry.
Yeah, busted play right there. And I mean, that's been the recipe that we've seen tonight, is these slow developing plays, and it's either they're breaking them open for a good chunk of yardage, or it's a loss of a few yards, and it negates everything that they just really worked for. So 2nd and they're going to give them about 10 or 11 here to start this next play.
Happens with 9 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter. 4 wide receivers set. Brown picks the snap up off the turf. Rolling to his right, looking to throw. directing traffic, lobs one out, picked off at the 45-yard line. Now the 50, the other side 40. 35, still on his feet, down to the 32-yard line. A big offensive lineman finally coming and wrapping up Travis Graff as DeMylan Brown tried to float it over his head.
Yeah, you can see right here on the Ritter communication replay, Brown's he's trying to develop and get too much. It's a design pass play, and he's directing his receivers, but unfortunately he's trying to create too much to happen right there when there's nothing. Ideally, he would have thrown that ball out of bounds, and to their discredit, now it's going to be the 3 turnovers apiece for both teams tonight.
Yeah, the differential is even between the two teams, but it's the Colts who have put up a string of points that Valley View has not been able to answer. They have a chance here, though, as they line up on the Colts' 37-yard line. 1st and 10 from the left side hash marks. It's a run to the right side and a gain of maybe a yard. I also saw an offensive lineman for Valley View go rolling on the ground over there at the end of that play. Looks like he might have been pushed. He got up looking for a flag, and there wasn't one.
Yeah, I believe that was the center that ended up all the way over there. I'm not sure exactly. I wasn't paying attention to him whenever the ball was snapped to see how exactly that happened.
2nd and 10 coming up. Long looking to throw. Screen pass. Oh, read perfectly by the linebacker from Rivercrest, Jackson Stovall. He had a chance at picking that, and if he had, it would have been a pick 6 for sure. Got a fingertip on it.
Whenever I saw that ball go up, I instinctively, my knees bent, and I'm just leaning back a little bit to see, and I'm looking across the Rivercrest coaching staff right here, and I think all of them did the same, holding their heads after the play, knowing that could have easily been 6 points for them.
Great play by Stovall to get a hand in there and break it up. 3rd and 10 coming up. Long, rolling to his right, looking to throw. Takes a shot towards the end zone. Picked off at the 5-yard line, and the Colts will get it back. The return man takes it back to the 10, and hey, guess who? It's DeMylan Brown.
Yeah, I don't know why he's running towards the sideline right now, because he's fixing to just go right back out there. But, I mean, once again, these quarterbacks are getting a little bit too anxious, a little bit, I mean, I don't want to say they're outplaying their abilities, but they're just not making they're not making good choices with the ball. Double coverage deep down the field. Your receiver's already at the 5-yard line when you release the ball. You're going to have to put a ton of air behind it and just hope it's a jump ball in the end zone for that to come down as a completion right there.
Yeah, you saw the receiver had to make a step back to come back and try to get that football, and the defender had already made that step in front of him, so he beat him to the punch, and it's a 1st and 10 situation now for Rivercrest at their own 9-yard line. This is the worst field position they've had to start the game, but they are not going to complain after picking up another interception. 8:05 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Here's across the 20, across the 30, across the 40, across the 50. He is going to score. No flags out on the field, and once again, it's Contavious Robinson. 91 yards.
You know, I've been very critical of them going to that wing T offense when they're in particular spots on the field, and right there, I mean, tell me to put a shoe in my mouth and be completely wrong, because right here they come out first play after the turnover, wing T toss, straight and simple, right out of the wing T playbook, and he's able to march at 91 yards. And I mean, I know tonight, this being a new stadium, this being a new facility, chalk that one up in the record books. I think it's going to be a long time before that one's broken.
91 yards for Contavious Robinson. 23-7 is now the score. Extra point is about to be on the way from Riley Jackson. Hold is good, the kick is up, and it is through the uprights. Good, 24-7. Rivercrest leading Valley View. They have just come out and been unstoppable since that first quarter when Valley View scored with 1:10 left to play in the first. And it has been all Colts ever since.
Looking across the field right now, there's a lot of gentlemen out there in black hats that have their hands on their hips, because once he took off with the ball right there was nobody that was going to catch him. I mean, there was a close to a shoestring tackle right there at the 50-yard line, but, I mean, he just took off and ran with it.
My favorite thing about all of this is that run was so good, they just came over and gave him the turnover belt.
Yeah.
They just said, here, just take this.
You can have it. It's yours.
Contavious Robinson, and you see just flat outran everybody wearing white and blue. Unbelievable. His second huge touchdown rush of the night, had another one from 78 yards. By the way, that one was also the first play of that drive. So 2 first down plays, first plays of the drive for Kentavious Robinson, and he's got over 150 yards rushing on 2 carries alone.
He's giving the Rivercrest fans a lot to be cheering for right now, that's for sure.
Here's another deep kickoff from Jackson. Valley View had 2 men back deep. They take it inside the 10. Now across the 15 to the 20 in the middle of the field. Spun down at the 22-yard line. And the Colts are fired up. Their defense is running out on the field. They're hopping up and down, giving the special teams high five. They are, without a doubt, hyped after that big touchdown run.
Yeah, that's something we've seen the last 2 kickoffs now, where in the first half they came out and they pooch kicked it every single time. Now that they've sort of elected to kick the ball down the field in good coverage that time, going to lock the Blazer offense inside the 25-yard line to start this next drive. And where before in the first half we saw pretty favorable field position for them starting anywhere from the 40 to 50-yard line. This is a new look that the Blazers are going to have to overcome here.
And their offense taking a little bit of time to get out on the field. Still not lined up with 10 seconds left on the play clock. Now here we go. 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and a back in the backfield. 5 seconds left. Still not ready to go. 1 man comes running off the field and a flag comes out. We've got to delay a game. Did not have the proper personnel on the field, and it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against the Blazers. They still don't know what's going on. No. They're still waiting on the ball to be snapped.
Yeah, I mean, well, moments ago their offense was on the field. You throw an interception and you're kind of defeated a little bit. And you're talking about the momentum and just the air of this stadium being sort of let out a little bit for Valley View. And then they come around the very next play and march it 91 yards down the field. And now, I mean, less than 5 minutes has elapsed, real time, not even game time, and their offense is already back on the field.
Rivercrest bringing pressure, flushed out of the pocket, long throws, caught at the 35-yard line, and the receiver was drilled out of bounds. Still made the grab, moves the chains for a Valley View first down, paid the price for it though. Take a look on the replay, tosses it out, and a nice little route run there from Rush James.
Yeah, something I want to mention though, at the end of that play, so Long went back and he took a lick whenever he released the ball, but as soon as he got up, he reached down to the defender and helped him up. Great sportsmanship right there by Valley View.
Empty backfield now for Connor Long. There's a jet sweep. Long will keep it himself, rushing forward. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, but I don't think he got an inch past it. Swallowed up by the host of red jerseys in his way, and it'll be 2nd and 10 now. 3rd play of this drive coming up. Valley View been held out of the end zone. Heck, they've been held out of the red zone since they scored that touchdown in the first quarter. Looking to throw now. Over the middle, picked off at the 45-yard line. Right into the hands of, how about that, Kentavious Robinson.
We mentioned in the pregame that this isn't just a 1-2 punch that you're going to see from the Colts. It's a 1, 2, and 3, okay? They're wearing them on their jerseys, so you know which way they're going to be. You know where they're going to be on the field, and sure enough, you see right there that Robinson was able to pull down the interception, but as soon as it came into his breadbasket, Brown was already celebrating.
And now the 2 of them and the rest of the Colt offense is back out onto the field. They'll have it at the Valley View 37-yard line. Wind starting to pick up a little bit here at Rivercrest High School. Could just be the momentum in this place. Here's a pitch to Robinson. This is the play he scored on moments ago. Bounces it out to the outside, knocked out of bounds after picking up just a couple of yards, right at the 35-yard line. Tried that little pitch play again. You see him go in motion from that right side in this wing T lineup.
Yeah, just good intensity right there. Valley View's not, I mean, definitely they're down right now. It's been a long time since they've hit any pay dirt, but they're still hustling to the ball, and they're able to hopefully get some type of momentum going, because it seems like, I mean, it's been just a few minutes now. This game has gone back and forth in every which direction.
Here's another man in motion. The exact same play, only running it the opposite way. Looks like that's enough to move the chains as Keyshawn Scott takes it right up between the hash marks, and I believe that is going to be enough for a first down. No, they've got it marked 3rd and short. Just shy of the line to gain. Looks like it's spotted at about the 27-yard line, and that's exactly where the yard marker's at, so they might measure this one. Yep, they're going to bring the chains out. How about that? It's the first time we've seen this on Tubetown here in 2018. Oh, well, I guess we may not be seeing it after all.
Third and short, coach.
No, head ref out there, he's got an eagle eye. He can spot that. Oh, wait. Like we're out there playing red light, green light.
Seems like that's what we're doing. 15 seconds left on the play clock. Everybody up to the line now. Demylan Brown under center. 5 down lineman. Robinson goes in motion, but it's a handoff to the fullback right up the gut, and he carries the pile with him. Just shy of the 25-yard line, but it is enough to move, more than enough to move the chains.
We've got some laundry on the field, though. I don't know. I didn't see what exactly transpired there around the line. We got a Colt pointing across the line over to a Blazer, and we'll see if we can spot anything here on the replay that would justify any type of unsportsmanlike conduct.
It looked to me like a Colt might have moved early, but they would have stopped the play immediately if it was a false start. They're going to signal it against the Valley View Blazers, so they'll move the chains and then they'll presumably mark it 5 yards from that spot unless it's a face mask or I still haven't seen a signal from the official.
I mean, it appeared from their body language they're going to be assessing this against Valley View, but I still haven't seen any type of call.
Again, the score 24-7, 6:05 left to play here in the third quarter. Colts with the football right now, 3rd and 1, or it was 3rd and 1, but now they've moved the chains to a 1st and 10. The referees are having a conference at the middle of the field. There's a Rivercrest Colt player in the officials' huddle.
I think they're trying to figure out where they're going to stop for dinner after this.
Well, that would explain why Stephen Range was in the huddle, because he is a large boy and he looks like he needs to eat.
Said, wait a second.
Yeah, I think
we're not going to McDonald's.
I think he was taller than every referee in the huddle.
Okay, so that penalty is going to be assessed against Valley View, the unsportsmanlike conduct. There were just a host of Blazers in on that tackle right there, and I'm not sure if there was anything that was said or done at the end of that tackle, but it's going to march the Colts into Blazers territory. They're going to give them, I believe since it's spot, it was going to be, it should be half the distance to the goal. They may be trying to do the math on it.
Again, 6:05 to play in the third quarter. 24-7 is your score. Referees trying to figure out where to spot the ball for the Colts inside the 20-yard line. They're in the red zone of Valley View, threatening to score once again. Looks like they're going to spot it finally at about the 13-yard line, Ryan. So now 1st and 10 coming up. Demylan Brown back in the wing T formation for the Colts. He's under center. Robinson is to the right. He's running now to the left. It's a handoff to the middle. Across the 10-yard line. And a nice pickup of about 5 yards.
Good misdirection play right there to be able to, that's the first time we've seen them run that tonight successfully, be able to pick up 5 yards. And I really like the transition and the success they've had with this wing T offense coming out in the second half. I mean, when you know you have a lead, whenever you know that you've got your foot on the pedal and you're not going to let anything up, a little bit of clock management here, controlling the tempo. We're seeing the play clock get worked down a little bit before they're snapping the ball. So good second half mentality for the Colts.
Kentavious Robinson takes the pitch from the right side. He's running to his left. He's taking the huddle with him down to the 5-yard line. He's about a yard shy of the first down marker. So it'll be 3rd and 1. They only need to get one more to reset the chains, and it'll be 1st and goal. I'm sure Colts want to score a touchdown here, though.
Yeah, here in the second half, we've got a good healthy dose of Robinson, and I don't see any reason for them to go away from that right now. But I know earlier when it was like a 4th and 2, 4th and 3, we saw the QB sneak right up the middle, so don't be surprised if you see that either.
Scott lined up to the left, Robinson lined up to the right, wing T formation. There's the snap. It's a handoff to the fullback right up the middle, and he goes nowhere. That was the Keys Slayton on the run that time, and he might have picked up a half yard on the carry right up the middle, but the Colts just tried to give it to the big back and let him boulder his way through. So 4th and 3 coming up. It was actually a loss on the play there for Rivercrest. So you have bit of a further way to go here on 4th down. 4:20 to play here in the third quarter. Again, 24-7. Rivercrest trying to score. Oh, might have drawn them offsides with a hard count.
No, we're going to have a timeout for the Colts. I'm not sure if they didn't have the right play call, if they were actually running a freeze play and what happened right there, but also the play clock was running down as well. So I don't think it hurts right here to send your field goal unit out on the team, knock this through the uprights, get up 20 points here in about middle stages of the third quarter. But, I mean, you know, right now, Rivercrest, they're out for blood. And it's been, I mean, as we said earlier, it's the series so far. Valley View has a 3-1 lead as the series is concerned. So Rivercrest is definitely going to come out here and try to put this thing away in a proper fashion.
They'll have the ball at the 6-yard line, it appears. And they have to get down to about, it looks like they've got it in between the 3 and the 4. So again, gotta go 3 yards here with 4:11 to play in the third quarter. Got a 3-touchdown lead over Valley View right now, and the Blazers are trying to make a defensive stand. It's been a remarkable change in the atmosphere here from the beginning of the game to where we are now, especially thinking about the weather as well. It's cooled off quite a bit. The humidity feels like it's dropped quite a bit, and the wind has started to pick up. So just a, you know, kind of a different environment than we had in the first half.
Andy, you better knock on wood or something, because if this thing turns sour, I'm totally looking at you.
Probably the rain man, I guess. 4th and 3, Colts are going for it. DeMylan Brown, he's gonna roll out, tosses to the end zone through the fingertips of his intended receiver, Contavious Robinson. Great play call that time, but just could not execute it properly. Had a man in the end zone to throw to and everything, as you'll see on the replay. Designed rollout to the right and just
barely
led him a little bit too far.
What I like to see after that, I mean, I'm always a huge fan of good sportsmanship, seeing these guys that, I mean, so far they really haven't dove headfirst into conference play yet, or been able to have these matchups that they really look forward to year after year after year. And as soon as that pass was incompleted, Brown sprinted over to Robinson and grabbed him and said, hey, that's on me. Now let's go on defense and let's get another pick.
Valley View's backed up into their own territory right now. Got the ball at their own 5-yard line with 4:06 to play here in the third quarter. It's a handoff to Lipford. Lipford makes his way across the 5-yard line, right up the middle, and he will pick up, it looks like, about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 on first down. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Valley View really needs to get some type of momentum, some forward progress here, and get some yards behind them, because right now their back is against their own end zone.
Valley View moving from right to left on your dial. The ball spotted on the far side, hash marks at their own 7. Connor Long getting the play to his team now. 1 wide receiver on either side with a tight end. Lipford is in the backfield to the left. He's going to take the handoff, running to the right, and he is stopped at the 5-yard line by a couple of Rivercrest Colts. Going to call Big Logan Gray's name one more time for getting in there and making the stop.
Yeah, he was definitely in pursuit of that right there. Really just nowhere to go for the Valley View offense. I mean, Upford was met right at the line. He just wasn't able to get anywhere.
So 3rd and 8 now coming up. Ball will be spotted, it looks like, just on the other side of the 5-yard line for the Blazers. Long's got the play in. 1 wide receiver on either side. Another handoff to Lipford, running to his left. He's across the 5, and he will scurry across the 10-yard line, falling forward to about the 11. Not enough to move the chains. He'll be just short. Well, I say just short. He's actually about 6 yards short. But the punt team's coming out now for Valley View.
Yeah, so we're going to, I mean, if I'm Valley View right here, I mean, you're either, I mean, I would not run a fake right here. So Jacob Brown, the guy that we've been seeing punt most of the night so far, I believe that's him back there right now. Tell him to put his leg behind it and just don't outkick your coverage.
Well, we've seen him put a boot underneath it, and he does this time. A good 50-yard punt nearly. Fair catch called for by Keyshawn Scott right at about the 45-yard line. They'll spot it at the 46 of Valley View.
While we have a moment here, I want to go ahead and just pass along some scores from other teams in the area. Shiloh is up 28-7 against Truman tonight. Searcy up 26-9 against Batesville. Batesville having some early season woes. They started out 0-2, something we don't typically see from the Pioneers, and it looks like those struggles are going to continue. Conway is up 20-10 against Jonesboro. Let's see here. Rector is up 15-8 against Corning. You know, Corning has that 33-game losing streak, so hopefully, I mean, that game is within scratching distance, so hopefully they can muster up something there. And then West Memphis up 21-0 against Blytheville.
First and 10 for the Rivercrest Colts after the punt. Ball spotted on the Valley View 46-yard line. It's a pitch out to Scott. Scott running to his right, trying to find an edge. Brought down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. No, might have picked up about a yard on the carry.
He ran about 40 yards for that 1 yard right there.
No doubt about it. Had to go a long way from the left side to the right.
I think we got a cramp there for Valley View. I think he just grabbed at it after he was going down. That's McElroy that's down.
Take another look at the replay here. You'll see Keyshawn Scott take off from that far left side, running to his right. It's a pitch out to Scott. Scott running to his... And couldn't see the injured player there, but we're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout while they tend to him. 1:45 left to play here in the third quarter. 24-7 is your score. Rivercrest leading Valley View. You're listening to it here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. You're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
You live. We put you first. Introducing You First Banking, only at First National Bank.
Back here at Colt Stadium and Cortez Kennedy Field, Rivercrest and Valley View are in the third quarter. Rivercrest leading 24-7 with 1:45 to play in the third. Valley View taking some time to help an injured player off the field. Did look like it was just a cramp, so got off and walked off under his own power. I think that was Landon McElroy out there.
Yeah, it was, and they got him stretched out. He's over on the sideline taking, I'm sure he's getting some water in his system. He'll get stretched out, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see him back here in a couple plays.
2nd and 9 coming up now for the Colts. They're back in the wing tee. Robinson goes in motion. Robinson's going to cut back up the middle across the 45. And he will now be pushed backwards. Got out to what looks to be about the 44-yard line. Maybe the 43-yard line, but it'll be 3rd and 7 coming up now for the Colts. Continue to feed Kentavious Robinson as he's had the hot hand tonight. And they keep running that play where he kind of pops off from the right side and runs around to the left, and you don't know if he's going to keep running around to that left edge or if he's going to cut up towards the middle, and that's what's made him so dangerous tonight.
Yeah, you really, I mean, you know where the designed play is supposed to go, but it seems like the Colts have had the most success tonight being able to scamper and make something essentially happening out of nothing.
Under 50 seconds left now to play in the third quarter.
Ooh, that's a good play.
Yeah, nice little pitch back. Here's Robinson across the 35-yard line.
I've never.
That's what I was going to say. I don't even know what to call that play.
I mean, so they send Robinson in motion from right to left, and then when he gets directly behind the quarterback, he stops his motion, and whenever he takes the snap, he heads back towards the near side of the field, and they just toss it to him. And I mean, that's how it's designed to be ran, but I've never seen anything like that before.
Here's Scott. He bobbled the catch there on the pitch from Brown, but he gets to the 35-yard line, back to the line of scrimmage. It'll now be 2nd and 10 coming up. Ball spotted at the Valley View 34-yard line. 15 seconds left in the third quarter. That should be the last play here of this quarter. And the Colts look like they're content to let it run out, flip ends, and come back and attempt this 2nd and 10. And that's what they're going to do. The clock has hit 0. 4 fingers fly into the air, and we're headed to the 4th on both sides. 24-7 is your score. Rivercrest leading Valley View. You're listening to it on ESPN Jonesboro, 92.7. You're watching Prep Football on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
You've got a lot of choices when you buy home furnishings. There are many reasons to choose Hubbard & Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
At Hubbard & Hope, you'll find a great selection of furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics with outstanding service, 6 ways to finance your purchase, and free local delivery.
Plus, you'll get a great deal every day on name brands you know and trust.
Great deals, outstanding service, and free delivery. You're going to love
Hubbard & Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
Back here at Rivercrest, Andy Manus and Ryan Short ready to start the 4th quarter. Rivercrest on top of Valley View, 24-7. They've got the football right now in Valley View territory. You got it at the Blazer 34-yard line with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
To give you some more scores around Northeast Arkansas, Newport is up 32-7 over Greene County Tech. And then Piggott has started to pull away from Brooklyn, 38-14. And Andy, as you mentioned earlier, we sort of, I'm going to knock on wood because I'm going to say it now. For the most part tonight, we have dodged the weather bug that we thought we were going to be experiencing tonight. But we've had 7 games across the state that have been either canceled or postponed due to lightning or severe weather in the area. So weather permitting, Mother Nature, hopefully she's acting on her right behavior. We can get through the last 12 minutes of this one.
Yeah, once again, it's cooled off considerably, and the wind has started to pick up a little bit. Here we go with the 4th quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Colts. Brown will fake the pitch. He's going to roll out to his left, trying to get past pressure in the backfield, but he's sacked at the 40-yard line. A great defensive effort that time by Connor Watson, and Watson is a little bit slow to get up. He's now going to make his way. Looks like, well, no, it looks like he's going to make his way to the backfield. He says, no, I'm good, I'm good. Like just a momentary cramp, he's going to walk it off.
Yeah, I think he just came down on it awkwardly right here. It looked like this was like a design play action, but we didn't see any receivers downfield for Brown, and he really had nowhere to go with the ball.
Yeah, great defensive play there by Valley View. Stopped that one in the backfield. So now 3rd and 15 coming up from the Blazer 41-yard line. It's a pitch to Robinson. Big hole up the middle across the 35, down to the 30-yard line. And the hole collapsed quickly, but he was able to pick up about 10 yards. So it'll be 4th and 5 coming up.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see where they spot the ball here. So 4 or 5 yards, depending on how you look at it, and we're going to call it 5. I'll be really curious to see what they elect to do here. I'd really like to see a field goal attempt personally. Guess I'm not going to get that.
We saw him boot one through from 25 yards out earlier. 4th and 5 coming up, 10 seconds left on the play clock. Wing T formation here for Rivercrest. Demylan Brown looking for the play. Now he's going to back away from the line with 3 seconds left on the play clock, and Rivercrest is going to burn a timeout. They have 1 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
Man, wind, it would be at Rivercrest back right now. I mean, if I could go to the polls right now and put my vote in for what they do here on 4th down, I'd really like to see a field goal attempt. I understand that I'm sure they've practiced this plenty in the preseason in the last few weeks. They know what their range is, but I mean, inverse of that, if they go for it and they are able to get the 1st down, they could essentially run out probably the next 4 or 5 minutes of the clock if they just keep chipping away and getting 1st downs.
Valley View still fighting to get back into this ball game. They've been held silent offensively since the 1st quarter when they were able to capitalize off of an interception. Been a battle of the turnover differential here tonight between these 2 teams. We traded interceptions there for a little bit. Had a couple of fumbles as well.
Not very many penalties, though. That's something that we've become accustomed to these first 2 weeks. Has been quite a few penalties, but that has not been the case tonight.
It has been very clean. We've seen a few delay of game penalties. I think we've had 1 unsportsmanlike conduct. We haven't had very many holdings, false starts, offsides. It's been a very disciplined so far, but after the timeout. We are ready to go. 4th and 5 from the Blazer 30-yard line. Low snap. It's a pitch out. Caught by Robinson. Robinson across the 20, lowers his shoulder, bowls over a defender at the 15 as he runs out of bounds, and it is more than enough to move the chains for a first down. Now 1st and 10 inside the, they're going to mark it inside the 15-yard line for the Colts. What a run.
Great play call right there. That's something we saw them pregame practicing out there with the option play, but we haven't seen it because they really haven't been in the wing tee for much of the game. We saw it in the 3rd quarter, but with a 92-yard run, that offense doesn't really have a whole lot of time to generate too many plays deep in their playbook.
We'll see what they draw up here as they are inside the red zone. They're back into that wing tee formation. The 6th play of this drive. Oh, bobbled snap. Valley View looks like they fell on top of it. They think they did, and there it is from the referee. There's the signal. Blazer football after the fumble. It looks like it was just a bad snap.
Yeah, it looks like he was able to transfer it to his hands just a little bit, but I think he caught it on the right hip of maybe his right tackle right there. That may have been coming off the hip of well, I'm not sure. Looking back at that now on the Ritter communication replay, I think he may have just not had a very good handle on it, like you said a second ago, Andy.
10-15 left to play in the 4th quarter. 24-7. Valley View trailing, trying to put up some points on the scoreboard. Starting from their own 29-yard, from their own 15-yard line. Connor Long changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Fakes the handoff to Lipford. He's going to keep it himself, and he pays for it. He got hit hard in the backfield at the 15-yard line. I think he might have picked up maybe 1 yard, but again, he definitely paid the price for it.
Yeah. Didn't really get anything on there. I'm looking at my my stat sheet right now. Valley View has run 13 plays in the 2nd half so far, 2 of those being interception. And I could probably do the quick math here in my head. I mean, we're looking at less than 30 yards of total offense. Valley View really has not been able to get anything going.
2 wide receivers lined up here on the near side. There's a handoff to Lipford, running to the left. He's got a lot of running room across the 20. Could not find the edge, however, as the Colts defense closed it off.
Really aggressive running there, especially when he rounded the corner trying to cut that ball upfield. He definitely lowered his shoulder trying to absorb some of the contact and get as many yards as he possibly could.
Only picked up a couple, and now a 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Blazers.
Like a back plate just got thrown all the way across the field by Keyshawn Scott for the Colts.
Long gonna run it himself right up the middle, across the 30, across the 35 to the 40, and down to about the 44-yard line. A huge pickup on the ground for the Valley View Blazers. That one goes for close to 20 yards, but a flag is down right here at the 42-yard line near where the play was stopped.
Yeah, they're gonna mark it a 21-yard gain from where he came down, and we're still waiting to see from the head ref what that flag is for.
Still waiting. Again, Long got more than enough needed to move the chains on 1st down. The ball will be spotted at midfield before the penalty. 24-7. Rivercrest leading Valley View with 8:53 to play in the 4th quarter. Referees are still discussing.
This must have been something that happened before the play was over because they're trying to figure out where they're going to spot the ball if Valley View's going to.
It's a face mask against Rivercrest.
Personal foul, face mask.
We'll take a look here at the Ritter communication replay. See if we can spot that face mask that came in and who is the unfortunate.
15 yards from the end of the run.
Yeah, he definitely got under the shoulder pads, and yeah, he may have had a finger wrapped up in there as well. His hand comes right out
on our replay, but
yeah, but Robinson's going to be the guilty party nonetheless, and that's going to get Valley View across the 50-yard line.
2 wide receivers here on the near side again. One goes in motion. Low snap, handoff on a jet sweep. Wide receiver cuts upfield down to the 40-yard line, and on the carry there, that was Connor Watson. Couldn't tell if that was a 5 or a 6, but it was a 5. So Connor Watson credited with the carry there, brings up 2nd and 5 now. 8:30 to play here in the 4th quarter. Valley View running a no-huddle offense. They're ready to go. Another 2 wide receiver set. They're both lined up here on the near side. Long looking to run on the keeper. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on the carry, and it'll be 3rd and very short coming up for the Blazers.
Since those 2 interceptions that we saw early in the second half, they really have elected to keep the ball on the ground and not chance it in the air at all.
3rd and 2.
Big play coming up. There's the snap. Fake the jet sweep, hand off to Lipford from the backfield. He's going to fall forward, and I don't think he stretched out far enough to get the first down. It's going to be 4th and short coming up, I believe, for Valley View.
Yeah, they're definitely going to mark him short. It appeared that I saw Connor Long running off the field, so.
Yeah, it looks like Big 21 is back in there. Jacob Walazonia is under, or not under center, but he's back in the backfield now. He's going to take it and run with it. Lowers his shoulder, and he will get through. And actually, that was Devin Lipford on the direct snap.
Yeah, they just went heavy package, knowing they only needed a couple yard, and just pushed that one past the line of game there. Valley View putting together a nice drive right here, marching the ball down the field. A couple of key 3rd and 4th down conversions, too.
They're going to stick to this direct snap with Lipford. He's going to run it right up the gut. No question about what they want to do with it there. He does still pick up 2 yards, even though every Rivercrest Colt out on the field knew what was coming. 2nd and 8 now coming up. 7 minutes left to play in the ball game. 24-7 is your score. Rivercrest leading. But Valley View is on a march. This is their, I believe, 8th play of this drive. Long is back in the game. 2 wide receiver set. Lipford takes the handoff, running to his left. He's searching for the corner at the 30. Makes his way out to the 25, and he will pick up about 4, maybe 5 yards on the carry. So 3rd and manageable coming up now for Valley View. Clock ticking near 6:30.
You know, throughout the course of this drive, Rivercrest is definitely slowing down. They've sort of had their heels knocked back a little bit. It's been really interesting to see, I mean, going back and obviously playing this one back, if Valley View would have had the same type of tempo in this run-oriented offense early in the game, if that would have worn out the Rivercrest defense.
3rd and short. There's a handoff for Lipford. Lipford running to his left. Got near the first down marker, and I think he got enough. He did. They're going to move the chains. He stopped just shy of the 20-yard line, but it's enough to make it 1st and 10 Valley View with 6:07 left to play in the 4th quarter. The clock will stop until they reset the chains. Rivercrest personnel making their way off the field, and Valley View's ready to snap the football. 2 wide receiver set here for Connor Long, 1 tight end. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw over the middle. Incomplete, but a flag thrown from the end zone back at about the 5, or thrown out to about the 5-yard line. The back official, the back judge, apparently saw some interference there on one of the Colt defenders.
Yeah, I think he may have just got there just a tad bit early to cause the interference. I like the play call there, being able to sort of mix up what they've been doing and consistently doing throughout this drive and just marching the ball down the field, to sort of taking a shot and trying to get those 6 points on the board.
Referee conveying that information now to the Blazers. And there's the call, pass interference on Rivercrest, so they'll move it, and it'll be 1st and 10, half the distance from the goal, so they're going to spot the ball, it looks like, at about maybe the 12. So now they don't even have to score, and again, if you look on the replay, that doesn't look too much like anything egregious. You know, a little bit of jostling here and there, but in my opinion, you got to let them play.
That flag may have been itching a hole in his pocket, and he just felt like he had to get it out of there because as we said earlier, we haven't seen too many of those penalties tonight.
Play clock is ticking down to 10 seconds.
They still haven't set the chains yet. That's what they're waiting on right now.
Yeah, now they're going to reset the play clock, and we are ready to go. 2 wide receiver set. This time they're on the far side. One of them goes in motion. Fake the jet sweep. They hand it off to Lipford right up the middle. He's down to about the 5-yard line. Nice pickup there on 1st and 10 for the Blazers. They move it down to the 5-yard line. So, again, they just have to get it to the 1 to get another first down. They don't have to score, but I'm sure they want to here. They're ready to go. Long takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. He's across the 5-yard line down to about the 2, and he might have enough to move the chains for a first down. Oh, they're going to say the ball popped out here. Rivercrest wants the football. Referees aren't going to do it. Valley View's ready to run a play.
They're not going to give him any time to think about it either. They're just going to get back over the ball and snap it.
3rd and 1. Lipford takes it up the gut, trying to keep his legs churning. He's stopped. I think he's got enough to move the chains for a 1st and goal from the 1, but he did not get into the end zone.
I can tell the chain gang over there on the far side, they've got a knee to the ground. They're trying to figure out exactly where that ball is going to be spotted. I'm sure we're going to see the chains come out to measure this one.
Well, the referee on the far side, if you look on your screen, he just stepped off the left. He's standing right at the goal line. From here, it looks like the first down marker is at the 1.
Like, how could this be anything but a first down? I mean, from our vantage point, obviously, it's hard to tell.
But he's going to bring the chains.
Interesting. Man, wouldn't this be just an absolute just heart crusher? Valley View marches all the way down to the half-yard line as it isn't able to get it into the end zone.
Well, and, you know, you got to credit the referees with 4:51 left in the ball game. They want to make sure that they're going to get it right, and they do. First down, Valley View. So 1st and goal from about the half-yard mark. See if they bring Lipford back out and let him run that direct snap offense. He's headed to the backfield, and I still see Connor Long in there. So 2 wide receivers on the far side. Lipford is standing to the left of Long in the shotgun formation. There's the snap, hand off to Lipford. He lowers his shoulder, and he is across the goal line for a Valley View touchdown.
Man, it's been a long time since we've heard that.
All the way back to 1:10 in the first quarter is where you have to go for a Valley View Blazer score. They finally get another one here with 4:45 left to play in the 4th quarter.
In tonight's ball game.
So extra point on the way to make it a 10-point ball game. And with the way the turnovers have gone tonight, you never know.
Got an official timeout.
One of the Colt players is coming off the field now. Looks like he's holding his helmet. So it might have
I think part of his chin strap up there may be malfunctioning.
Yeah, I think we have an equipment malfunction as one of the Colts is making his way off the field. He's adjusting his chin strap, so got a substitution for him, and now we're ready to kick the extra point. Jesus Mendoza. There's the snap. There's the hold, low kick. It will go through the uprights, good, and it is a 10-point ball game. 24-14, Valley View trails by 10 to Rivercrest with 4:45 left to play in the 4th quarter. You're listening to it on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7, and you're watching it on Tubetown, live, local from Ritter Communications.
The Jonesboro Advertising and Promotion Commission welcomes you to the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival. This year's festival kicks off Friday, September 28th with the 2nd annual SCA State Contest and live music from Fuel. Then Saturday, it's the 10th annual KCBS Sanctioned Barbecue Contest with $10,000 in cash prizes. Then Saturday night, Smash Mouth rocks the Ritter Communications stage. Hey now, you're an all-star. It's the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival, September 28th and 29th, presented by the Jonesboro A&P Commission.
Welcome you back to Rivercrest High School. For those of you listening on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7, thanks for joining our special simulcast of tonight's ball game here on Tubetown. Live on the Tubetown Facebook page. Appreciate all of you guys joining us there tonight as well. 24-14 is your score after that Valley View Blazer touchdown. They trail by 10 to the Rivercrest Colts with 4:45 left to play in the 4th quarter. It was a 1-yard touchdown rush from Devin Lipford. And now the Blazers more than likely going to attempt a short kick or an onside kick to try to get the ball back and see if they can put the ball in the end zone again.
Yeah, Rivercrest has their hands team out right now, and that's to be expected. You know, we've sort of been critical of Valley View with the turnovers and just the lack of offensive production, but this is still within reach, only down 10. Obviously, you're fixing to give the ball back to Rivercrest, but there's definitely the possibility here.
Kick is on the way. Short kick. And the Colts will recover. I don't think it was going to get the 10 yards, but either way, I think that was it was big Logan Gray coming up with the football there.
Yeah, a little pooch kick right here. I think that's Connor Gray actually that came up with that one right there. And I think if he would have had a different mentality of instead of just falling to the ground, he could have picked that one up and ran it back. I mean, he may have been caught, but it's the thought that matters.
He's getting some love from his teammates now. He said, "Boys, I'm tired. I need to have a seat." He's coming over here and has a seat on the bench. Gives his team the football back with 4:43 to play here in the fourth quarter. A chance to seal it for the Rivercrest Colts. They've lost 3 out of the last 4 to the Valley View Blazers. Trying to get off the slide here as Kentavious Robinson loses his helmet here on the near sideline. Has it ripped off of his head, and there is no flag, and the coaches from Rivercrest are upset about it.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. He didn't even come to the ground at all right there as you look back here on the replay right now. I mean, he's running for the full. I mean, he's got the right mentality, though. He's trying to stay in bounds, and the helmet just ripped right off his head, and instantly he gave up on the play right then.
And now the referee is trying to tell him that number 1, which is Kentavious Robinson, is ineligible because his helmet came off. And Robinson's not having any of it. He's still out there in the huddle. Same thing for Coach Fleming here on the sideline. He's not sending anybody else in either.
No, there's no point to it. If they're not going to call. Goodness gracious.
Got an 18-wheeler just laying on the horn out here.
He's letting us know.
He must be watching the game in his truck there. I don't recommend you do that.
Yeah, it's not very safe.
Here's a pitch out to Scott. Scott running to his right, and he's going to pick up about 2, maybe 3 yards on first down. So now it'll be 2nd and 8 coming up.
You know, speaking of that truck driver coming by a second ago, I know on my way in the lights were already on. And from about 6 miles out, you can see the stadium.
Well, we've got some confusion out here on the field because I think that the Colts want it to be 2nd down, and it should be, but the down markers are at 3rd down. They just missed a penalty, or a potential penalty. I don't want to call the helmet flying off a moment ago a penalty when it shouldn't have been. But Coach Fleming is out discussing something with the head official right now. He was none too happy. He called a timeout. He called a timeout with 4:15 left to play here in the fourth quarter.
This is a big 3rd down play right here for Valley View. If they're able to get a defensive stop right here and the Colts end up electing to punt, I mean, they would have 4 minutes left, and I mean, we saw them march the ball down the field. I mean, it did take a lot of time off the clock because they did most of it on the ground, but I mean, you give that little spark of life back into your offense, and this could be a whole different ball game in 4 minutes.
So it is 3rd down, 3rd and 7 coming up.
Now what's going on?
And yeah, the referees are still out discussing something at midfield here.
I just hope they're getting it right. That's all I really care about.
Yeah, they're ready to go now. It's been a long time deliberating out there after that timeout. 4:15 left to play, 2nd and 7 from the Valley View 45-yard line. DeMylan Brown will hand it off up the middle. And it's Kentavious Robinson stretching out for the first down marker. He got pretty close to the first down marker, and he may have gotten it. Take a look at the replay here. He just hands it off, and once again does a great job making his way through the tackles there.
I mean, he got it by a full yard, so yeah, they're eventually going to move the chains right here. So the clock will stop for a moment while they get the chains moved, and then look for Rivercrest right here to slow the game down a little bit and wait for that play clock to get down to under at least 10 seconds before they snap the ball.
And Rivercrest has got 1 timeout left, Valley View with 2 remaining. And again, they trail by 10. The score is 24-14. Rivercrest taking their time, as Ryan said, getting that play called in. They don't want to rush to the ball and just want to try to take as much time as they can off of the game clock. 3:35 and counting. There's the snap, handoff to Robinson. No, DeMylan Brown keeps it himself, sprinting to the far sideline across the 35. Ooh, upended as he made his way out of bounds near the far side 30. That will stop the clock. 3:25 left to play in the fourth quarter. Take a look on the replays. He makes his way out. Avoided the first tackle, but
I think I was really concerned that he had taken a lot of damage right there, but fortunately I think he was already starting to let up a little bit, trying to fall in bounds, so it appears that he's not injured. He's going to stay in the game.
15 seconds left on the play clock. Again, the game clock is stopped as Brown went out of bounds. 2nd and 4 from the Blazer 34. The handoff to Brown once again, or excuse me, to
oh goodness,
Robinson, I should say.
2 flags on the floor. I mean, I'm sure it's 1 penalty, but it was seen by both referees out there.
Yeah, it happened as soon as they both hit Robinson, so it makes you wonder what it is. Maybe a face mask. Robinson a little bit slow getting up off the ground there. It looks like he's holding his, is he holding his hand?
I think so.
Well, he's holding on to one of his hands there. His left hand is, or should say his right hand is kind of hanging down by his side there. He's already got it taped up pretty good. This last couple of minutes of this fourth quarter have gone by so slow. Had a couple of timeouts and a lot of deliberations from the referees at midfield.
Personal foul, face mask.
It is a face mask on Valley View.
Half the distance to the goal.
So the Colts will have the ball inched closer to the Blazer end zone.
It's crazy how all of these 15-yard penalties have happened inside the yard gain, where they've had to, I think what has taken so long, I don't want to speculate as well, but doing the math to figure out where exactly half the distance to the goal is gonna lay up.
Ball will be spotted on the 14.5-yard line of the Blazers.
So we'll spot it at the 15-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 Colts. Again, 3:19 left to play in the ball game. 24-14 is your score. Rivercrest leading the Valley View Blazers. Game clock will start. Counting down. 3:10 and ticking. The play clock is at 10 and counting. 3 wide receiver set and a shotgun formation here. Brown missed the snap. It bounces back to the 30-yard line. He falls on it at the 35. Oh, it looked like he was not looking at the center when the ball was snapped, and it went flying past his face.
Valley View's going to burn one of their timeouts right here. Now that they've sort of had that loss of yards, they're going to attempt to try to get some type of stop right here. If they can keep the Colts out of the end zone, or at least keep them from getting points on the board, it'll at least give Valley View a chance to try to narrow the gap just a little bit more.
We're going to go ahead and step aside for a quick break here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7 and here on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
Life doesn't always go as planned. So when a power surge affects your TV, or a breakfast mishap takes out your laptop, Guardware multi-device protection gives you peace of mind, knowing your devices will be repaired or replaced with just one call and without breaking the bank. Protection you can trust. Guardware from Ritter. Enroll today to keep what matters most protected tomorrow.
Andy Manus and Ryan Short back here with you at Colts Stadium, where the Rivercrest Colts are leading the Valley View Blazers late in the fourth quarter. 24-14 is your score. 2:55 remaining in the ball game. The Colts have got it second and the county line, as you see there on your screen. After the missed snap moments ago, DeMylan Brown wasn't ready for the snap. His center let it fly, and it took quite a roll. The original line of scrimmage is all the way up here at the 15-yard line, so they lost a good 15-20 yards there on that play. So here we go. Back under center in the wing tee. Robinson goes in motion from right to the left. It's a cutback. Now he's up the middle across the 35 to the 30. And he will pick up about 5 yards there on second down. Now third and still the county line to go.
I think, yeah, Blazers are going to burn their last timeout right here. Sort of just their last-ditch effort to try to make something happen here in just the wailing moments of this game.
I love you guys so much. This is awesome. Third and a little closer is what we've got down in the graphics truck. Have a little fun here at the end of this one. 24-14.
Do you think that's the official measurement?
I mean, I think they've got a direct line to the referee, so I think they must have overheard him say it.
Okay, that makes sense then. Who am I to judge?
Blazers break the huddle. They're back out on the field, trying to come up with one last defensive stop to try to give themselves the football back and have a chance. The door's not closed yet, but it's getting pretty close.
So with a Blazers stop right here, they're going to run one more play. Under 2 minutes would be the fourth down play. I mean, you're still looking at possibly minute 30, minute left on the clock that the Blazers can try to work with to make a last-second drive here.
Third and a little closer. There's a handoff to Robinson. Robinson hurdles a man as he crosses the 25-yard line. A nice little gain there on the ground once again from Kentavious Robinson, but obviously with the distance they had to travel, not going to be a first down. So fourth and just a little, fourth and maybe. Okay, I was going to say, what are we going to next? Fourth and maybe coming up.
This is just getting out of hand, guys.
2:15 and counting left to play in this one. Again, Valley View all out of timeouts, so Rivercrest going to let the play clock tick all the way down. Let's see if they take a delay of game penalty to just run the clock out further, or if they want to actually get a playoff here. Imagine with fourth down coming up.
I'd say burn a timeout and run your field goal unit. I still want to see a long field goal attempt.
Well, they are going to take their final timeout, and we're going to take our final timeout alongside with them. Again, 1:57 to play here in the fourth quarter. Fourth down coming up for the Rivercrest Colts. They lead the Valley View Blazers 24-14. We're back with more here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7 and more on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
How much bandwidth will satisfy your home's hunger? The average household now has more wireless devices in use a day than ever before, including TVs, laptops, tablets, and smartphones. HD streaming and gaming can use large amounts of data and slow down speeds for other users. The more devices you use, the more bandwidth your home needs. So make sure you have enough bandwidth. Get up to 100 megs with internet from Ritter Communications. It's the speed you need to power all your devices. Call today.
Andy Maness and Ryan Short back here with you on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7 and on Tubetown. Appreciate you guys joining us on this Friday evening. 24-14 is your score. Rivercrest leading Valley View. 1:57 left to play here in the ball game. Neither team has a timeout remaining. And with fourth and a long way to go, Valley View is going to try to play a little bit of prevent defense here against the Colts. Colts are going to go for it. DeMylan Brown rolling out to his right, looking to throw. Takes a shot into the end zone. Nearly picked off. Didn't quite make it to the end zone. Is tipped out at about the 5-yard line.
This Valley View offense is going to get to come back on the field, though. I mean, they've got a little over a minute and a half to work with. You're only down 10, so we'll see if they can muster anything together here. Big play completely. It can completely change the complexity of this game that we've seen so far.
So they will come back out on their own. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 24-yard line. And as we mentioned, no timeouts left, so Valley View got a miracle ahead of them here as they have to score and get the ball back, score again.
Yeah, it's just a shame that the success that they have had in the second half has all come on the ground. They're going to have to trust just their ability to put the ball in the air right now and see if they can have some type of Hail Mary, some type of last-ditch effort to get this ball into the end zone.
So I had 2 footballs out on the field there, taking a minute to get everything
I
set here.
I don't think that's regulation.
Now we're ready to go. Referee blows his whistle. 1st and 10 from the 24. 2 wide receivers set here on the near side for Long. He's looking to throw to the near side. Little hitch route, caught at the 30. Brought out to the 35-yard line, and it will be enough to move the chains for a 1st down and stop the clock.
Yeah, stop the clock just enough for them to regroup. We saw the hurry up in their last drive that marched all the way down the field, so we'll see what they can do here.
Clock stops. Valley View's ready to go, sticking with that same 2 wide receiver set here on the near side. It's an out route, caught at the 40, knocked out of bounds, actually drilled out of bounds, but still made the catch. Still got out of bounds and stopped the clock and picked up about 3 yards through the air.
Yeah, I expect we'll see a healthy dose of those out routes right now, but you mean, we saw it earlier, undercutting the screen routes that end up leading to a pick, and then one should have been a pick 6 that was just a drop ball.
Connor Watson on the reception for the Blazers makes it 2nd and 6. Clock stopped at 1:34. 2 wide receivers on the far side of the field for Long. He's looking to throw to that far side. And that was just a poor throw. It bounced well in front of the intended receiver. Trying to get that out wide, I think, to Jacob Snyder. And it'll be 3rd and 6 now coming up.
That ball just came out of his hand just a little bit funny right there. I've got a buddy back home that we always give him a hard time. His name's Lane, but he throws the ball similar to that, where wherever it tries to go, it usually 2 hops.
3 wide receivers now. Lipford is out here on the near side. Long looking to throw to the far side. Caught inside the, no, he dropped it. Had a receiver who caught it at the 45-yard line, just a few yards shy of the 1st down marker, but he couldn't haul it in. And instead it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 1:24 left to play in this one, and this is it for the Valley View Blazers. It's convert or your night is over.
They're going to take some time right here. Play clock hasn't started yet. There's no need to rush up to the ball and get anything off.
Well, looks like Coach Cockrell is over here.
He's pleading his case about something.
He is very animated on the far sideline talking to the head referee. I don't know if that's Coach Cockrell or not, actually just one of the Valley View coaches. A bit too far for me to see from over here, but he's still not happy. 4th down, here we go. There's the snap. Long rolling out to his left, looking to throw. Batted down at the line of scrimmage. Had to throw it in the face of pressure, and it was swatted down by Trenton Brooks, the junior DN for Rivercrest. And that ought to put the nail in the coffin.
That's been the unsung hero tonight for Rivercrest, is their defensive line. They've really been able to disrupt what Valley View's been trying to do offensively. We saw the interception and the fumble recovery by Gray in the first half, and he's been a name that we've been calling over and over again. So great job by Rivercrest to be able to shut this one out.
Yeah, it's been the offense putting the points up on the scoreboard, but you're absolutely right. They couldn't have done it without the defense putting them in this position to do it. And, you know, the offense is the one turning the ball over. The defense is the one getting it back for them. So definitely got to credit the Colts defense tonight. There's the snap, there's the knee.
Those linemen.
And we'll have a couple more of those to go before we can finish this one out. So everything stays just the way it is, which it should over the next few minutes. Rivercrest will head off to a 2-0 start to their season. Valley View will drop to a 2-1 record here in 2018. They have got a tough couple back-to-back games coming up due to the Valley View Blazers. Next, they're going to be facing Wynn. They'll get that game at home against the Yellow Jackets. Then they'll hit the road to face the Blytheville Chickasaws, and then they'll face the Greene County Tech Golden Eagles. And you see there, just waiting on the clock to run out, DeMylan Brown didn't take a knee because he was just waiting on, waiting on a reason to. So finally a Blazer comes up to him and gets a hand on him. Now the clock will run out to 0. They don't have to down it again. So this one is over except for the final buzzer. Rivercrest going to be hitting the road for their next couple of games against Osceola and Truman, and got one against Gosnell back here at Colt Stadium and Cortez Kennedy Field.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an up and down game tonight from both teams. A lot of turnovers, but once again, we want to thank all of our viewers that caught us on Facebook Live, on Tubetown's page, and then of course we did the simulcast tonight with 92.7. We appreciate the whole squad that's been listening throughout the night and spending a little bit of your Friday night with us.
Again, the final score 24-14, Rivercrest over Valley View. We're going to take a quick break and come back and put a bow on this thing, wrap it up from Wilson. We're back after this here on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7 and on Tubetown, live local from Ritter Communications.
You live. We put you first. Introducing You First Banking, only at First National Bank.
You've got a lot of choices when you buy home furnishings. There are many reasons to choose Hubbard & Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
At Hubbard & Hope, you'll find a great selection of furniture, appliances, bedding, and electronics with outstanding service, 6 ways to finance your purchase, and free local delivery.
Plus, you'll get a great deal every day on name brands you know and trust.
Great deals, outstanding service, and free delivery. You're going to love
Hubbard & Hope Furniture, Blytheville and Osceola.
The Jonesboro Advertising and Promotion Commission welcomes you to the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival. This year's festival kicks off Friday, September 28th with the 2nd annual SCA State Contest and live music from Fuel. Then Saturday, it's the 10th annual KCBS Sanctioned Barbecue Contest with $10,000 in cash prizes. Then Saturday night, Smash Mouth rocks the Ritter Communications stage. Hey now, you're an all-star. It's the Downtown Jonesboro Barbecue and Music Festival, September 28th and 29th, presented by the Jonesboro A&P Commission.
Welcome back to Wilson, Arkansas, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Tubetown, and of course, thanks for joining us on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7 as well. Andy Maness and Ryan Short here with you to wrap up this 24-14 victory. The Rivercrest Colts defeat the Valley View Blazers in an excellent non-conference matchup. It was a really fun one to be a part of, one that Rivercrest dominated after Valley View scored the initial touchdown, and the Colts just really never let go of it after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now this series goes to 3-2 overall. Valley View still has the upper hand, obviously, but circle your calendars for next year, because I'm sure everyone's going to be looking for it, especially if Rivercrest makes a run in the playoffs like they did last year, now that they've jumped up from the 4A conference.
And of course, they are going to have their work cut out for them because they have jumped up to the 4A3. So you know that everybody that's in that conference is kind of painted a target on their backs for sure as the ones to knock off. So Rivercrest once again going to be facing off against Osceola next week. They're going to have that game on the road. But really, you know, that's a rivalry game, a huge rivalry game. Yeah. Rivercrest and Osceola. If Rivercrest comes out and starts off a little bit flat and has the turnover issues that they had tonight, they could struggle in that game against Osceola next week.
Osceola, we saw them last week against Blytheville. They lost that game in dramatic fashion. I believe last I checked, they ended up winning their game tonight. I think they were playing Gosnell 34-30. So look for another very highly anticipated matchup going on in Northeast Arkansas.
Yeah, if they can get more production out of Contavious Robinson like they had tonight, though, you know, it could be an interesting game. You had Contavious Robinson rush for over 150 yards on 2 plays alone. He scored 2 touchdowns, I think, in less than 30 seconds. I don't know if it's a record, but we should check. He definitely has set the record for the longest run here at the new Tez, at the Tez Palace, as they call it here, as it's affectionately known at Colt Stadium. 91 yards he ran for a touchdown in the 3rd quarter. So just an excellent effort out of him tonight. And again, if they can get that effort again next week, they're going to be in position for a good season.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the 3-headed monster all night. They have a very bright future ahead of them. I know next year, obviously, a lot of graduating seniors, but we'll see how it plays out.
Yep, Valley View, of course, again, dropping to a record of 2-1. They're going to be headed back to Jonesboro and facing off against the Wynn Yellow Jackets next week in their first 5A East matchup. And as we told you earlier, kind of struggled since they got into the 5A East, really looking to step up their performance again this year.
Yeah, I mean, between the game that they have coming up and then just the whole gamut of games that we have coming up throughout the rest of the season, we're really going to be just treated, going to be tickled pink to see all of these different matchups that we get to see in Northeast Arkansas. As we mentioned, that next week we're going to be in West Memphis for the Wynn and West Memphis matchup.
Yep, and I did have that wrong. Valley View not facing off against Wynn, obviously, because we're covering Wynn. So I haven't had that a little bit mixed up there. So, yes, we are going to be in West Memphis next weekend. So we certainly hope that you guys will join us back here on the Tubetown Online Facebook page. Again, make sure you search for us on social media at Tubetown Online, both on Facebook and on Twitter. Again, a big special thanks to all of you who helped make tonight possible. Big thanks to all of you who listened on ESPN Jonesboro 92.7. For all the guys down in the production truck and our crew up here with us, our camera crew, braving the elements alongside with us, we thank you for joining us. We'll say so long. See you next weekend in West Memphis.